a sophisticated cybercrime group responsible for other attacks on the insurance industry. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
The U.S. Attorney's Office in Atlanta joins a national effort ramping up its prosecution of fraudsters who target the elderly.
The Justice Department is increasing its efforts to protect America's seniors from schemes that often cost victims billions of dollars collectively, and in many cases depletes their savings. In the past few months, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia says they've prosecuted several fraudsters accused of targeting the elderly. The most common schemes involve romance fraud, lottery fraud, technical support fraud, and grandparent scams. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
87 degrees in Atlanta. The heat is on the next few days. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A jury awards more than $2 million to parents of a newborn who was decapitated 2 years ago in a botched delivery.
There's no gray line. It's not a close call. Dr. Gates really blew it.
Attorney Dr. Roderick Edmonds says a Fulton County jury heard the anguish of Jessica Ross and Trevion Taylor Sr., whose decapitated son was shown in Instagram video by pathologist Dr. Jackson Gates. While Gates often shows autopsy images, attorney Corey Lynch says the jury wasn't buying it here.
Because of the graphic and grisly nature of the post, I think people were dumbfounded as to why would you post that?
There's another lawsuit against the hospital where Trevion Jr. was born. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vows to keep attacking Iran as long as it takes to ensure the country's nuclear program is no longer a threat. He makes the comments today while touring a science institute just outside of Tel Aviv, which was struck by a missile.
We face an existential danger, a dual existential danger. One from 20,000 such rockets, 20,000, not one. This is one rocket, one missile. And the other is, of course, atomic bombs in the hands of this mad regime.
Iran says they're ready to consider diplomacy once Israel stops their offensive. As we get into the peak of the summer travel season, correspondent Will Reeve reports there's some concern about gas prices due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East.
Right now, the average price of gas is $3.20 a gallon, but AAA says summer gas prices are the lowest they've been in 4 years and 24 cents per gallon less than this time last year.
Prices in Georgia today average $2.95 a gallon, which is trending up over the past week. It is now 3:03. The Von Haessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Andrew Seco.
Still watching the brake lights leaving Cartersville on your way towards Ackworth, towards the Cobb County line. The crash is cleared. All lanes are back open. 75 southbound at Glade Road, exit 278, but we're still slow all the way back into Cartersville. Pack your patience, prepared to be on and off that brake pedal approaching the area of Ackworth. Through Midtown, downtown, get the volume 75, 85 north and south. Leaving East Point on the downtown connector, you'll catch the brake lights at Langford Parkway southbound. You're slow leaving Buckhead on 85 proper, jammed all the way down towards I-20 and seen some delays in and out of the Mall of Stonecrest, I-20 east and westbound. Through the work zone, you are slow from 285 all the way to Evans Mill Road, exit number 74. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz with Atlanta's most accurate and dependable weather forecast. Headed to 91 and mostly sunny today. We'll stay mostly sunny, hot and dry this weekend. 93 Saturday and Sunday.
88 right now in Peachtree City, 91 in Tucker, and 86 in Canton. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. Your lovable, huggable host, one more day. He'll be back Monday. In the meantime, it's the non-Haessler Doctrine with your doctrinaires. Somebody posted that on social media, and I found it to be funny. I am Tim Andrews. That is Autumn Fisher that you heard laugh. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And, of course, Jared Yamamoto. Hello, Jared.
Hey, Tim. What's going on, man?
Well, you tell me.
Well, you know what? I'm just happy that we had a Bring Your Pet to Work day today here at WSB.
Yeah.
And I saw most of the animals getting along here. I figured there was going to be a moment out in the courtyard around noon where you were going to see some dogs fighting each other. Maybe somebody brought their gerbil or their hamster or something. But
you failed. You didn't bring your cat.
I know he was being so sweet with. So Tina's been sick at home, and he was cuddling up with her. So I didn't want to.
He knew.
He knew. He was like, I got to take care of Mom.
Mm-hmm. Well, Daddy's at work.
Yes. Well, Dad's at work. Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'll take care of Mom.
Yeah. Meow.
Yes. So I don't know why I figured I figured some of the dogs were going to be.
What?
I figured some of the dogs would be fighting each other here, but everybody was getting along so swellingly.
Yeah, swellingly?
Swellingly.
What
Yes.
is that?
I think it just means nicely, right?
It's not a word,
It's not a
but
real
I
word.
like it.
And now he will go on a deep dive to prove that it is a word.
I'll ask Rock.
Yes, and while you're doing that, let's do this. I didn't bring my dog. I have two. What? What happened there?
It's 98 Braves right here.
Yeah, I know. It's just sort of jarring.
You know what? I appreciate this, George.
Oh, this is that Jared and Chipper.
Yes.
That's right.
That song.
Well, there is a reason we're playing this song by Morgan Wallen, the #1 country singer in all of America right now.
That's right.
I know it.
Bro country champion, Morgan
Bro
Wallen.
country 99.4.
99, the bro. The bro.
Hell yeah!
That's right. Supplying all your summertime music for all your pontoon boats on Lake Lanier.
That's right.
Oh,
Get her
yeah.
drunk and don't worry about what happens next. So why are we playing
Driving
this?
a boat drunk ain't no other way, brother.
Hell yeah, ain't no cops on the lake.
There is
All right, summer bro. What? Why are we playing this song?
there is a good reason why George Clark is playing this now, and that is because the Braves swept the first place Mets last night. I was
Oh.
there at Truist Park.
And congratulations of that. We should probably fade this awful song out.
Yeah, aren't there good baseball songs like clap, 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 clap?
You know what? We could have played Put Me that, or we could have played
No.
Put Me in Coach, but
I'm
you know,
ready
to
center
play.
field,
Dun,
center
dun,
field.
dun.
But no, it's 2025. We'll play the most relevant and most recent song.
Yeah, the 98
The
Braves
most
are
garbage.
the 98 Braves are specifically about our Atlanta Braves, so we had to play
All
that.
garbage, bro country 96.6.
Providing all your garbage summertime country crap.
Luke Bryan coming up next, if you can remember the words. All right, tell us your story. You went to the game last night. I watched the recap. It looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was just great to see this Braves team finally clicking on all cylinders, kind of showing what they can be. And I really think that after watching last night, number one, if you're a true baseball fan, like the biggest things you have to do is it's not necessarily they have to score runs every single inning. It's making sure that you wear the pitchers out. And they did such a good job of doing that all throughout the game. The atmosphere there was great. At one point, Juan Soto, the star player for the New York Mets, who was formerly on your Yankees over there. And
Yeah, for 1 year, and he played horribly in the World Series, and we were happy to see him go.
yeah, I think most Yankees fans feel that. At one point, the entire stadium erupted and overrated for him, which that was a really good moment, and fans were into it. The crowds were great, and for us to win 7-1 and beat the first place Mets, and now we're only 10 games out of first
Only.
place. I know we got a long way. Again, I'm not saying the Braves.
Too many games.
But see, this is what makes baseball so great. And
Yeah, they
why-
could catch fire after the All-Star break, Autumn, and get right back up there.
Yeah, and for this Braves team to do this now, to kind of figure out who they are now, this is the perfect time to do it. Potentially, if you could get to the All-Star break and you have the exact same amount of wins as losses at a 500 record, man, that would be special. Maybe you get a couple games over, too, because I think what changed the mojo of this team happened on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Again, Marcelo Ozuna, our designated hitter.
So you don't have any audio from last night, Autumn, so he's going to
Well,
play.
because he won 7-1.
I know.
It was decisive.
Oh, okay.
It was decisive. I mean, I was there. There was
But the
a
fulcrum, the turning point, was the other night.
The turning point of the season, it was on Tuesday when Marcelo Ozuna hit this game-tying double in the bottom of the eighth.
Ozuna lines it down the left field line. Circle the bases, boys. The Braves are going to try to tie it. Verdugo will score as Lindor bobbles it. Marcelo Ozuna delivers, and this ball game is
Yes.
tied.
Who is that?
That's Brandon Gaudin.
The voice?
I did not
Yeah.
understand that. That was like in a different language. I don't know what he said.
Who's
He
hell?
gobbles it.
Yeah.
Well, he's excited because, again, this Braves
Oh, I'm
team
sure.
is-
I just don't understand who these people are.
Yeah,
It
I
just sounded like nonsense.
I don't know who the Braves announcers are anymore. I don't even know where you can watch them. You certainly can't watch them on broadcast TV, which kind of stinks.
It's on FanDuel Sports. That's TV, and then you can. They have now the local games. If it's a Braves home game on Friday, you can get it on local channels too.
Oh, you can?
Yes, you can, but only the Friday game, which I think is ridiculous. Because
they don't have a game tonight, do they?
They do, but it's an away game.
Where did they have to go?
They are going to play the Marlins now, which the Marlins stink. So I think if the Braves win this
Marlins
series,
stink.
it would continue this
'Cause
hot
they're
streak.
fish.
They do. That's right, Autumn. You nailed it. That's exactly why they stink.
And they're also in Florida. And Florida stinks.
Yeah, and their
sports
fans,
teams. Yeah,
their fans don't care about them. But
right,
again,
right.
10 games out of first place. Long season ago. The Mets and Phillies are going to beat each other up this weekend. As a Braves fan, I've been saying from the beginning, I'm like, don't panic on this team.
Take a couple from the Marlins and see what happens.
Look at the Braves roster from top to bottom. It is a damn good team. Autumn and I were talking about it. How it's like
don't lie.
How it's a really really good team. Got good pitching. Chris Sale, Spencer Strider looked awesome yesterday.
I'm telling you, Jared,
I'm
you
excited.
come alive with sports. You know all the stats. You know everything that's going on. You're very Atlanta centric about it. You should do sports, dude.
I love doing sports, but I love politics more. Can you believe that?
No, there's no way.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't love politics more.
I do.
That's silly.
Really?
I do. Let's do this.
It's time for the Headline Hopper.
Tim, I'm trying to have a conversation with Jared. How dare you interrupt that?
Yeah, I will.
He's the
You can call him at 7.
Tim is in the big chair.
Yeah.
I am, and I'm standing.
He's our daddy.
Yeah, Daddy
yeah.
Tim.
Tell us what's next, Daddy.
I'm your daddy. Shut up and leave me alone.
That is so many daddies.
Go get my pipe. Not my tobacco pipe. Go get my crack pipe.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, well,
That's
I'm
sad daddy.
bad daddy.
It is a sad daddy.
Bad dad.
I got to rob ATMs later, and I need to be all juiced up. That's how Daddy makes a living. Got to feed the family,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And,
That's
and
right.
the crack habit or
Papa
the meth
was a
habit.
Rolling Stone.
Papa was a meth head. What's in the headline hopper?
Well, now that the rain has gone away, the
Yeah.
first heat wave of summer is on its way. Yeah, we're now in a heat dome. Which
Come on, are we really?
Yeah, we're in a heat dome this weekend.
You know, I never heard of that till last year.
Yeah, because it didn't exist.
I know.
They just called it a heat wave.
Yeah.
They said it's hot
An
outside.
atmospheric river is winding its way around the heat dome.
I actually have a
Dumb things.
good definition for it because people that might be confused, the meteorologists out there or the aspiring meteorologists know exactly what a heat
Isn't
dome
that just
is.
a bald guy with a sunburn?
Pretty much, yes. A heat dome is a weather phenomenon where
Yes.
a high-pressure system traps hot air beneath it, creating an extended period of intense heat over a large area.
You mean otherwise known as a heat wave?
Yeah, that it's hot out
Yeah.
for a while.
Yep.
It's hot out.
It's very hot.
Guys, it's a heat dome.
It gets hot in the summer.
Yeah, we need to call it something else besides it gets hot in the summer.
Do we have that AI song that we made last year?
We sure do.
Heat dome. A lot of people liked it.
Oh, this
Heat dome was good.
This was a banger along with Summertime Guy. This
Oh, yeah.
was an absolute banger. Long intro here.
Yeah, too long.
It's creeping across the country, the hottest of the year. Burning all it touches, causing all to fear. Showering roads and boiling rivers, hot as fucking hell.
Okay.
Making everybody sweat.
I was worried about that last time.
Everybody smell. Heat dome, coming soon to ATL. Heat dome, thanks, you're coming straight to hell. Sizzling the plants.
Yeah, we can fade it out. If you want to hear the entire thing, I think we'll add it to the end of today's podcast like we did last time, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool because we're not going to sit here for 3 minutes and listen to this AI song.
It's interesting because I don't remember when we made, was that just last year? Or was
Yes.
It was?
Yeah, because I feel like even just since last year, the AI music has gotten better.
Well, the app that I used to make that has updated itself twice since then.
Yeah, the voices sound way better.
Yep.
than
Do
that
you
did.
play with it at home with your kids? Do they make AI songs?
No, we don't do AI songs. I made a couple of pictures and then I just use my Chat GPT as like a advice gal pal.
No, that's cool. I use my
Marla.
ChatGPT to talk about my health journey.
Oh.
Well, there's that too. I talk to her about stuff I need to do or stuff I'm looking for or what she'd recommend.
You mean it?
No, I think of her as a she.
That's cool.
Does she identify as a she?
You don't know that.
I don't know that. I asked her And she said that she's fine with that. She said that she doesn't have a gender, but she was fine with whatever I thought. I was like, cool. Well, I think of you as a girl. And that's when I asked her what her name was. And then she was like, what name would you like to give me? I was like, no, I did not ask that.
Pick it for yourself. You're sentient. Please.
But then she gave me some options. Excuse me.
Well, bring your dog to work today. It's excusable.
Thank you. She gave me some options, and I said, no, I don't like those. And then she came up with some other ones, and the last one was Marlo.
Blanche McGillicuddy. That was one of them.
Yeah. Barbara.
What a great name.
Barbara's people still call their kids Barbara, don't they? Is Barbara?
No,
that's a dead name.
I feel like that's
no one's using Barbara, unless it has a Y in it somewhere. Hidden in there.
Or a Q.
I remember growing up, and there was a girl named Helga.
That's cool. Is she from Germany?
That's cool.
No, I don't think so, actually. I don't think
She was from Germany or something.
When I was in college, there was one girl named Alice, and I wanted to go out on a date with her because I just wanted to say I went out with somebody named Alice. It never happened,
Alice
of
is
course.
a cool old school name.
Yeah. Well, there's still lots of Heathers, but there were a lot of Heathers and Melissas and stuff when I was in college.
For sure.
Yes, late 70s.
I wasn't in college in the late
early
70s.
80s.
It was in 1988.
No, I'm saying women.
when they were born,
from
yeah.
that age.
Sherry.
Range or whatever. Sherry.
Oh, yeah, that was super popular.
Uh-huh.
Well, now
Did you
it's
have
going
some
to
Tonys that were women?
Yeah, and Beth.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be all of when Gen Alpha and Gen Beta, when they start hitting the dating age, it's going to be a lot of Olivias and a lot of Sophias. That's
It's
so
Skibbity
there are a
Toilet.
lot of
It's Skibbity
kids.
Toilet. That's right.
This is our daughter, Skibbity Toilet. Hi, I'm Skibbity Toilet.
This is my son, Riz King.
Yeah, Riz King.
Yeah, Riz King.
No hyphen.
He's the Rizzler.
Yes, Mick Riz King. All right, what else is in the news?
All right, the new documentary Made in Doraville premieres tomorrow at the Terra Theater. So I know that we've had a news package here on WSB for a while, and also Mark Arum interviewed these fine women that put it together a couple weeks ago. So it looks exciting.
Yeah, it does. Anything that celebrates a neighborhood that doesn't get a lot of love in the city is kind of cool. There's that old Atlanta Rhythm Section song called Doraville that I don't know if it was a hit. Probably it was here.
I can't remember this being a hit. But
I know that band. I didn't know that they had a song called Doraville.
Yeah, well, they're from Atlanta.
Yeah, well, let's
It's
listen.
right there in
Yeah.
their title. ABBA ripped them off. Got a lot of rubbing tugs right next to Brookhaven and Chambly. You can fade it out. That's a great song, though. I never heard it until this morning.
Yeah,
Because
that's cool.
I read the article that we had on our website, WSBradio.com, and I didn't know that there was a song by them. And, you've heard of Atlanta Rhythm Section.
I have, yes.
Of course.
Yes. And, so this is cool. I wish I had time to go see it. I'm sure it'll stream someplace. And I'm sure that you can find that interview that Mark did on our WSB Radio app.
Now,
There's
Mike,
go ahead.
My curiosity, though, is now that Doraville's come out with their own documentary, do you think that there's going to be like every city, like Stockbridge is going to have their own, Fayetteville?
Stockbridge. What would Stockbridge talk about? We got a lot of box stores in Stockbridge.
Yeah, so many cities now are just like copycats of each other.
Yeah.
Well, years ago, Stockbridge, I thought they had a downtown. I didn't ever see a downtown.
Yeah, they actually have, I believe Stockbridge has a square. I know the McDonough Square is a lot nicer. in my
Yeah.
opinion. I don't want to create a war in Henry County there, but
We've got
McDonough's
reversible lanes now.
Got a Jiffy Lube.
Well, everybody's got a Jiffy Lube, but ours is the best.
I wonder
That's
what
right.
Locust Grove would sound like. What they're
just locusts,
Yeah, like
crickets, and stuff. Doraville's really revitalized itself since I've lived here, and I've moved here in '96. They had that big auto plant there.
Yeah, the GM plant.
The GM plant, and then I guess that sat vacant for a while. And now they have that really awesome looking, you can see it from 285, the movie studio and that big mixed-use apartment complex. And there's lots of cool things. And the real cool thing about Doraville and in that Chambly corridor there, especially on Buford Highway, is all the different kinds of foods.
Yes. In fact, last Friday, Tina and I went to this place. I think it was called Northern China. I'd seen it on TikTok. And we're like, oh, we got it.
Followed. I see these people all the time. Hey, guys, join me to get the best Chinese food in Doraville. And they walk in and they eat.
And it was 100% as advertised. It was probably the best Chinese food I'd ever had in my life. And I just found it on TikTok. We went up there and tried it. And you would have never found this place because there's just so many choices up there. Yeah. And oftentimes when going out there, like I would not neglect Chinese food, but I would be more focused on Korean or
I
other.
get it. You're Japanese. You don't have to, sugarcoat
You're right.
it.
You're right. As a Yamamoto, it would be disappointing to see my face in a
No
Chinese
Manchurian food for you, sir.
But I would focus on some of the other cuisine that's out there. So I had no idea this was out there, and it's
I
a
had
really
Korean
fun
barbecue for the first time in my life out there.
The first time?
Well, not recently. I mean, years ago. But I was on
Oh, okay.
Buford Highway. It was in Dorville. And it was
Korean barbecue.
awesome.
rules.
Slaps. That's so
But
good.
there's just so many different slaps. Come on, grow up. You're not a Gen Zer. The slaps. We slap each other with a steak.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Have some
That's how you tenderize
soju.
it.
Wash it down with soju. You ever have soju?
I've never had soju.
It's pretty tasty.
It's delicious.
But that whole area is just like teeming with different people and different foods. And there's that place, Sweet Roll, where you can go in and get breakfast, and they have the best donuts and things like that. It's really cool place to hang out.
Yeah, we oftentimes in the winter months, because you can't do as many outdoorsy things.
Yeah.
My friends will do like a food tour up there.
Yeah.
So we'll start at one restaurant, get like one order of appetizers or one thing, and then kind of bounce our way. You can really only make it to like 4 or 5 restaurants. By the 5th, you're like your belly's like protruding with how much you've eaten.
Well, I like that Chinese restaurant over there, or not. It's sort of sushi and Chinese. You sit down and you can get like wok stuff and fried rice, but they have that little belt that comes down and it brings you the sushi on the plate.
Yes, I've seen that
Ellie's
place.
obsessed with those places.
Yeah, those places are cool. And then you get a little toy, like in an egg. You open it up, and there's a little toy in there. And also, hey, listen, you could go by yourself, get yourself a nice lunch, and then if you need a back rub or something, just find a place that says open. George
really good
knows.
masseuse up there.
I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying that they're everywhere. The foot, the neon foot in the window.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They'll take care of you.
Sure.
Good old Doraville. But I'm telling you,
Doraville.
I'm telling you, every city's going to come up with their own documentary now, especially around the metro area. Now that they see, especially if this documentary ends up being successful, which
I'm sure it will.
We wish these 3 ladies the best of luck at their premiere.
I think
tomorrow.
you should know their names.
Why
don't you do a deep dive, and then we'll talk about it in the next half hour. For the entire half hour.
You got it.
Okay.
Also, it is weird to point out that they're ladies. It could just be like these directors. Would you be like, oh, these 3 guys.
Well, if it were
Good
3
luck to
guys,
these 3 men.
Jared
3
would say
pros.
3 guys. I'm sure he would say these 3 guys.
No, he'd just be like,
These
these people. He wouldn't even mention
He'd
the
say
directors.
these filmmakers.
Sure, maybe.
These 3.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, Trump's favorite is
Decatur.
Doraville.
You got Caroline Kamek, Lisa Edmondson, and Karen Ketchum.
There you go.
Wow, isn't it brave that they're women and they're actually doing something that's so cool?
You know what?
And they have names.
Bravo.
Wow. I wonder if their dads approved of them working like this.
Well, what are you talking about, Autumn? You're
just
the
kidding.
poison pill today.
Exactly. She is the most misogynist member of the Von Hessler Doctrine.
I mean,
hands down.
that's not wrong. You're not wrong.
She's a misandrist. She hates men. We have time for one more story.
We sure do. This one, so get ready for this one. We talked about Hank Johnson, I believe, yesterday on the show, how he hadn't really been doing a lot lately.
You did.
We sure did. We talked about you, Hank, and you made big news today because you rocked out in a brand new solo anti-Trump jam session with an updated political cover of the Jimi Hendrix song Hey Joe. So this is
what?
This is wild, guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Congressman Hank Johnson here with my Fender Stratocaster. Just recently picked it up. Thought I would try it out. I hate to hurt your ears and everything, but I'm just learning to play guitar. And it happens to be Black Music Month of 2025. And so
Okay.
I'm compelled with a new guitar and with some thoughts about that old song, Hey Joe, to give some commentary on where we are now.
Going to be playing in
And
Guam
if
next
y'all don't
month.
mind, I'm going to just strum a little bit. Please don't hold it
Intro's
against
longer
me.
than the song.
No doubt.
All right, you guys ready?
Whoa.
When did he learn how to play?
Hey, Trump. Where you going with that gun in your hand?
You know what? He has a good voice singing.
He does. But this playing is embarrassing.
Well, it's a tough song to play. Acoustic, I guess.
No.
When's this?
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
Trump.
Yes.
Well, this is on an electric guitar.
Where you going with that gun in your hand?
He kind of sounds like Jimmy.
He kind of does.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going down the street and shoot down democracy. You know I want to be a king someday.
Yeah. Please tell me it's finished.
We got a few seconds left.
All right. Would hate to miss any of it. Yeah.
I'm going down and shoot democracy down. You know I want to be the king someday.
It goes on for another 2 minutes.
All right, well, we don't need any more.
Yes, we don't need any more.
Hank, are you experienced? Have you ever been experienced? Well, I have, being president, something you'll never, ever experience. So, yeah, thank you. That was a very good cover, Hank Johnson. Yeah, I don't
you
wanna
like
be
that?
I don't want to be king. I can't be king. We elect people here. I've been elected 3 times.
Wait, you were not elected the second time. What are you talking about?
Well, we'll see.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Hey, it's Belinda. I've been living in my home for over 20 years, bug-free, thanks to Arrow Exterminators. Summer's here, and so are the bugs. But with Arrow, I don't even think about it. Arrow's been family-owned for over 61 years, backed by a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Take back your yard. Call Arrow Exterminators for your free home or business pest inspection at 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. And tell them Belinda sent you.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
So your garage door won't open. It could be something simple. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. The most common call we get is, help, my garage door is broken. It could be a broken spring or a bent track, but usually it's a malfunctioning opener. Whether you call it an opener or a remote, that little button takes a lot of abuse. When yours breaks, All Four Seasons is your home for the best opener options. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, seasonsgarages.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
It's happening, guys. Your hair's thinning, the crown's disappearing, hair loss might have you feeling you've lost your identity. It's Mark Aram here. Thankfully, there's Advanced Hair Simple One-Day Treatment. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's your own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. I've seen Advanced Hair's incredible results with my own eyes. Get your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/pay-or-update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic,
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Kayachio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story: 2 Metro Atlanta parents whose baby was decapitated at birth are awarded more than $2 million in damages. They sued a doctor who performed the autopsy on their child who was decapitated in that botched delivery. Attorneys for Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor say that Dr. Jackson Gates posted images from the autopsy on Instagram.
What this verdict says is that you can't just do people any type of way, and you can't take advantage of people.
Attorney Corey Lynch says this comes after a 3-day trial in Fulton County. A lawsuit against the hospital is still pending. Georgia-based insurance giant Aflac confirms it's the victim of a hack. Cyber criminals may have accessed Social Security numbers, insurance claims, and health information of customers, agents, and employees. The company says the intrusion was stopped within hours. It is offering customers free credit monitoring and identity theft protection. 2 teachers killed in the Appalachia High School shooting have their names added to the National Memorial to Fallen Educators.
Richard Aspinwall and Christina Iramia were killed along with 2 students last September when shots rang out at the Barrow County High School. A total of 9 teachers are being added to the memorial, which is located in Emporia, Kansas. The ceremony is hosted by the National Teachers Hall of Fame. The tribute to teachers who have died while on the job was dedicated in 2013 and was inspired by the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting that claimed 26 lives in 2012. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
New research finds plastic bag bans and fees are working to reduce shoreline litter.
Researchers analyzed the data from 45,000 shoreline cleanups nationwide. In places where plastic bag bans or fees have been enacted, the number of bags found along shores dropped by as much as 47%.
Correspondent Michael Wallace reports even with those localized drops in bags, the total number of plastic bags found in cleanups nationwide is still on the rise. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather on this Friday afternoon. Let's go to the traffic center in Andrew Seco.
Right now, seeing the worst of it through Midtown, downtown. Get the volume 75, 85 north and south. We're leaving East Point through the heart of Midtown, all the way up through downtown. If you're leaving Brookhaven, you're feeling the pinch on 85 proper, jammed all the way down towards I-20. Speaking of I-20, seeing the brake lights leaving Lithia Springs. Eastbound, you're slow from Thornton Road down to 285. In and out of Marietta through Kennesaw. We've had our trouble spots here today. Still seeing the brake lights through Ackworth and Kennesaw on your way down to Smyrna Vinings through Marietta, and a little bit of a stoppage point, I-20 east and west on and off the brakes. Through the work zone from 285 down towards Evans Mill Road, exit 74. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz. 91 today, 93 Saturday and Sunday with a mostly sunny sky. We'll be in the mid-90s early next week.
86 in Villa Rica, 85 in Hampton, and 88 right now in Sugar Hill. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Kayachio, 95.5 WSB.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle this summer. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers, to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k, it's designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Going with that gun in your hand.
Thank you, Hank Johnson.
He should do a tribute album to Jimi Hendrix and then start doing live shows around the city.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, with a full band and everything.
What I think's the funniest thing about this scenario is, again, yesterday, I think Autumn brought him up organically talking about the Guam thing that he said years ago. And we're like, oh, yeah, he's been, a pretty comparable congressperson, and he keeps getting reelected. He hasn't really done a lot lately. And then this comes out today.
Every once in a while, he does something funny. That's funny.
It is.
I mean, he knows he's not a guitar virtuoso, but it was fun.
Yeah.
People.
It's a little embarrassing.
For who?
I don't know. It feels a little embarrassing because it's not like funny enough. Even like you said, the Guam thing, he was joking.
Yes.
But it's like he's like too dry with it. I can't ever.
I think he's meta.
That's the thing. He's.
I think he was meta before meta was cool. That's what I think.
Okay.
I mean, he knows he can't play guitar. He's just goofing around. That's why I think it's funny.
Right.
If that's the case, then I think it's funny.
Yeah, maybe he can play a little bit better, or maybe he just learned how to play that tune. But I don't want to knock the guy. He's just having fun. You might as well. What else are you going to do in Congress? They're not doing anything
please,
else.
Exactly. Yeah, they remember Congress already passed, or at least the House already passed the big beautiful bill, which feels like that's the only thing they're doing. I know they're doing a lot more than that.
But
They're
playing guitar.
Yeah, there are other bills and things they're working on, but there's just.
I want to see John Kennedy do a Dylan tribute.
Oh, that would be.
The times they are a changing. That dog don't hunt.
All right, what else is in the headline hopper?
Well, former Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms has announced
soon-to-be governor, perhaps.
That's true. She is running for governor, and she has announced a new memoir, a new book that's coming out, and it's going to be about her political journey. It's called The Rough Side of the Mountain, coming out in April 2026.
Is she the one that had other sexy novels or something?
No, that's Stacey Abrams.
Shoot. Okay, never
she
mind.
She used a pen name to write those books.
Right.
I forget the name, but we used to talk about it quite a bit. And what did we do? We did.
Brian Kemp.
Brian Kemp wrote, what was it, Gun Love or something like that? Yeah, when she ran, that sort of came out, but they were like sexy romance novels with ministers and the congregation. He was so handsome.
Selena Montgomery was
That's
Stacey
right.
Abrams's
Ooh,
pen
that's
name.
a great.
That is a good
nom de plume.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't think of that term, so I said pen name.
So now,
thing.
with Mayor Bottoms, or former Mayor Bottoms, coming out with this memoir, now I'm beginning to see a little bit more into what Bill Crane has been talking about here on The Doctrine, that it's probably not a serious run for governor.
Yeah, now we know why she's running for governor, to sell this book.
It's a way to push this book, and it's just...
And to stay relevant, that way, she runs, doesn't do very well, or maybe she gets the nomination and then loses to the GOP. I don't think she has a shot to win, but we'll see. Bill Crane, I think, would agree with that.
Right.
But what we'll do is we'll elevate her nationally, just like it did to Stacey Abrams, elevate her nationally. And so if there's a Democratic administration after 2028, she'll have a role there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that if she ends up making it through the Democratic primary and ends up losing, like you were talking about, Tim, in the governor's race, this book will have a second wind to it, too, where people will go out and push it. It's just...
Now, she's been in here a couple times. Like, Mark Arum interviewed her. I know Shelley Winter.
Yeah, Shelley had her in a couple days
She seems like she has a good sense of humor and is very personable and likable, but I just don't think that she's going to be the governor.
Yeah, I mean, there's just... From the interviews that I've heard on our station, what I think the most difficult thing that she's going to have to address is, number one, the fact that she's still defending Biden's cognitive ability. I think overall, most Democrats would tell you that he had bad cognitive ability, and she's been on the record saying, I didn't notice anything. I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
And said that she didn't work closely with him. But still, like, I think most people that worked with him probably could see the cognitive decline.
I think the fact that she just gave up on being mayor is probably her biggest drawback.
Yeah, that's going to be,
The Democrats don't care about Joe Biden not being there. They were happy. They didn't care. Like we were talking about yesterday, they're in lockstep. Nobody really deviates from their message. Get John Fetterman here or there who will say, "Oh, I want to bomb people." He'll do that. But then you don't have a lot of people arguing, a la MAGA, who are fighting each other now. If you believe the news, there's a MAGA.
Yeah, the MAGA civil war that's going on.
Well, good luck to her for her book sales. There'll be a lot of pre-orders, and that's where you get all the money. It'll be up there in the top 5, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
And then she'll probably narrate the audiobook, right?
I imagine she would. What I really hope for anybody that's running for political office, especially for one as serious as governor, I really don't like the idea, and there's plenty of Republicans.
Get rich. That's what I say. Get rich.
There are plenty of Republicans that have taken the route that you're talking about,
Sure.
where they get rich and they're not running seriously. I really don't like when people decide to kind of toy with voters and like, oh well, I'm running to help Georgia or I'm running to help the United States, but in
but then
reality,
it's for this other reason.
Yeah.
It's an authenticity.
Right.
Exactly. I
think we did really well with our current governor.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
I think
Kemp's been great.
Yeah, he hasn't been extreme. He's not one or the other. He's just like, we got to take care of the state, and I think he does a good job. So, what else do we have before we got to go to the break?
Oh, Kroger is being called out by shoppers for its disrespectful Juneteenth cake designs.
All right,
Are they saying for goodness
No.
sake?
Listen, this is great. This went viral on TikTok.
I saw those.
You saw those? It's like
It's here in Atlanta too.
Yeah, I know, millions of views. So, kind of explain it a little bit before you play it.
Okay, so some of them, you look at like one of these cakes here, and it just looks like it was a very shoddy design. It has
they're horrible.
It says free,
really bad.
like free at last, but like the way free is spelled, you could tell that whoever did the icing went over it one time. It looks very sloppy, and then the at is like an at in an email. And then last is done one time. And it's like, I'm sorry, like the yellow and blue in the image, they're like covering each other up. It's just not a very well done cake here.
Well, I think this TikToker makes a very good point. I thought I put her name in there because I wanted to give her a little bit of credit. So when you play it, maybe it's called that. I don't know.
This is some bull. Who the hell made this ugly ass? Everything else right here cute. Juneteenth, you want to just throw something on a cookie cake and expect someone to buy it? That's bull. Really? Who the think about this dumbass?
True. They're really bad.
Yes, I want to give her credit. It's
Black Mona Lisa.
Yeah, I know. BLAQ.MONALISA on TikTok, because that's pretty brave to do that. To just, this is ridiculous. But then the fact that it went super viral, that's pretty cool too.
You look at this this cake here, like of all the cakes to half-ass, right? You don't half-ass a Juneteenth cake. You don't half-ass a 4th of July cake. I'm
sure you could go to a lot of different places and you find a lot of cakes that are half-assed. But it's specific to this. If you're going to do it, at least show some reverence for it.
Right. And it's just the image of this. Maybe we'll throw it up on our Von Hester Doctrine social here, because it is just very, very shoddy. And I know it's a cookie cake, so it's a little bit harder to put the icing.
No, it's not. I've seen
It's
some.
not.
Don't give them the benefit of the doubt because you love the grocery store.
It was done crappy either on purpose or because they stink. I don't know.
Yes,
which one, but
you can criticize them, and your plus card is still going to work in there. You're not going to get in trouble because I'm sure they're embarrassed as hell by that.
Yeah, I bet they are.
So,
maybe they were supposed to put one out and then they didn't, and then whoever was working was like, "Oh no, we have to put these cakes out because my manager's going to see," and so they just like rushed it.
Well, okay, you're giving them the benefit of that too.
I
like it.
I can only hope.
I can only criticize. Another thing relevant to yesterday's holiday, which I found to be kind of perplexing, is this.
Yes, President Trump went on his Truth Social yesterday on Juneteenth, and he said, quote, "It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed. The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every working day of the year. It must change if we are going to make America great again." He's complaining about how many paid federal holidays there are.
Okay, but if you're going to do that, why don't you wait a little bit and not do it on the one that you just helped create, by the way?
Yeah,
it came about when he was president, I believe. And also, it's an important holiday.
It is. It's a good holiday.
You know, get rid of Labor Day.
Oh, get rid of like Flag Day.
Flag
Who
Day is our
cares?
federal holiday.
Oh, good. I don't know what's a federal holiday. We don't get federal holidays.
Well, the days that yes, we do. The days you get
we
off.
didn't get Juneteenth off.
We could have if we wanted to. It's a federal holiday. I'm just saying that don't do it on a day like yesterday, and
No,
don't
that was
say
really
stupid. Well, you know, it's a new holiday. White people don't like. I'm not saying this, but this is what it sounds like. White people don't care about it, so why would we have a holiday? That's dumb.
It does feel like that.
Wait.
It's insensitive.
I should have changed my lock.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer,
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
You could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays begins next Thursday.
From 95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
It's happening, guys. Your hair's thinning, the crown's disappearing, hair loss might have you feeling you've lost your identity. It's Mark Arum here. Thankfully, there's Advanced Hair Simple One-Day Treatment. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's your own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. I've seen Advanced Hair's incredible results with my own eyes. Get your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
At Ameris Bank, we know that it's never just business when it's your business. I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. Whether your business is looking to optimize cash flow, improve your payment technology, or grow more quickly, my team and I are here and ready to help with a superior level of service, smart banking technology, and local market expertise. I invite you to reach out to my team by visiting amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
It's officially time for Zero Res's annual summer sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention Chris Chandler to secure this deal today or book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. All they leave is clean.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf
and stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals
and hang with the locals on the Skyway Fishing Pier
and escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah. And they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world
and maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay, just a short drive away, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Book your summer getaway at visitspc.com.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. There's a reason factory is in our name. It's who we've been since day one. In times of uncertainty, OMF offers something increasingly rare: stability and consistency. While others chase trends, we've stayed ahead of the curve by remaining steadfast in what truly matters: quality products, locally built, at factory direct prices. Our commitment to American-made components isn't new for us. It's what we've practiced since our founding. We carefully select domestic materials from trusted suppliers, ensuring every element of your mattress meets our exacting standards. Our skilled employees build superior two-sided mattresses right here in town, a practice many others have long since abandoned. As manufacturing landscapes shift and supply chains fluctuate, we continue doing what we've always done: create exceptional American-made mattresses, treat our customers with respect, and offer tried and true quality that stands the test of time. Experience the OMF difference at any of our showrooms or originalmattress.com.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate the hassle this summer. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Oh, it's cake day. I get it. Sometimes I'm slow.
Well done there, George.
It's a good song. I used to go see Cake all the time. You ever see Cake?
I have seen Cake. They're
Yeah.
actually coming here this fall, too.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're coming in October.
I saw them when they were popular.
You're
Now
so
they'd
much
be like,
better.
Long coat and a short jacket.
I'm sure he can still sing. It's not difficult.
I just
He
mean 'cause
mostly
they're old.
doesn't he? Oh, he kind of always just spoke like
Yeah.
yeah, desperately crouched at the starting line. Blah 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 da 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 da. Anyway, what else do we have in the hopper there, Jared?
Former President Biden has been
Hey,
over.
still,
Yeah,
hey.
you're saying that you're not the president anymore,
Hey,
Joe.
tell me I won.
You didn't win, Joe. You stepped down, and then your party didn't win, buddy.
Stupid. I should have stayed.
Maybe you should have stayed. Maybe you should have stayed. But you have been overheard on your train rides lately in the quiet car asking for frozen treats while commuting on Amtrak, which people are really upset about because you're in the quiet car. You can't be talking loudly
Why
like
can't I
that.
talk in a quiet car? Hey, look, pal. I'm on the train. Why am I on the train going to Delaware? Or DC, Delaware train.
I guess maybe you're still
Can I
doing
get some
some-
ice cream?
Really? He's not taking like a personal car or something?
That's always been Biden's thing. So even when he was vice president,
Oh.
he proudly would say, I take the train. And he's always been a big proponent
My
of
baby
train.
takes a morning train. I work
He's
from
leaving
that.
on midnight train to Georgia.
That's right. Midnight train to where's DC? Yeah, they were saying in the article that he keeps asking for ice cream that they don't have.
Oh,
And
babe.
so they give him what do they give him? Muffins.
Yeah, they give him muffins.
I want an ice cream muffin. Can you get some ice cream? I'll bring my own ice cream. Put his ice cream in his pocket. The image of him in the article, he looks older than he did a year ago.
He looks not very great.
All hunched over. Hey, it's a quiet car. Come on, man.
Exactly. Well, maybe you should be. You know, what you should be an honorary conductor, Biden. That should be your last act there. Your last job, be an honorary conductor. You know, be the one that goes around and checks the tickets and everything, collects tickets. You get all the ice cream you want. Yeah, you're gonna say all aboard.
Yeah, you're trying to ride on the ice cream car. Don't jump.
What was that? What, Joe? What?
I got mint chocolate chip.
Get the chocolate chip.
No, mint chocolate chip. Come on, man.
What about muffin? You okay with a
I'll take you
muffin?
outside right now and fight you. Hit you with a muffin.
Oh, yeah, I don't want any trouble there, Joe.
Like we used to say, we'll take you out behind the barn. Settle it like dogs.
Is that what
Like
they used to
dogs?
say?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just give me some
All
ice
right. Do you
cream.
want to sit down?
Yeah, I gotta sit down now.
Yeah. Why don't you have a seat?
Jared's gonna do
You know
another
what? Let me
story.
see if they have any ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Two
Do you want to
scoops.
see?
2 scoops.
Okay, I'll check.
Thank you.
If they don't have ice creams, can I bring you a muffin, honey?
Come on, man.
Well, just in case.
Whatever.
They might not have any more left.
I don't care.
Remember, people
Okay.
are trying to get work done on that train ride, Joe, and you're
I'm trying
disturbing
to
them.
run the country on a train. That's what I'm doing.
No, honey, you're not the president anymore.
I'm not?
No.
Oh, they got another old guy that can't talk either?
Yeah, they do.
They do,
Do you remember
yeah.
Donald Trump? Do you remember?
He's horrible. He's bad. He's the worst.
I know. Well, he's the president.
Thank God
now. Do you
Kamala
remember?
Harris won the presidency to keep him away, and I'm vice president again for the 10th time.
No, he's the president now. Do you want an ice cream? Do you want
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Okay.
Go get me an
Okay,
ice cream.
Here, if you're really quiet.
Don't touch that furnace.
Okay,
Or
I
the
won't.
thermostat.
If you're
Don't-
really quiet
leave it
on the
alone.
rest of the ride,
Okay.
guess what?
What?
I'm
Guess
gonna get you
what?
Some ice. Shh.
Guess what?
No.
What?
Listen, you have to be really quiet.
Who's that guy?
Here, come on out back.
Who was that? No, that was.
I don't know.
Hey,
If you're
Joe.
really quiet the rest of the ride, I'm going to
just
get you
gonna
some
sit
ice
here.
cream, okay?
I started listening to an audio.
Hey, Joe,
book.
come in the caboose with me real quick. Come on.
Caboose?
Come on over here. Come on
He's
over
going
here.
to stay here.
No, come on, Joe. Come
I
on.
feel like you're luring him, Jerry.
Call a lid.
All right. So, former president.
Biden.
I know. It's.
I'm not, I don't think that. Go ahead.
Well, my question is, number one, I think Autumn was onto something there. Why is he still riding the train? What does he have to do?
He's doing work in Washington, D.C. at his office.
But what?
Yeah, I understand the commute. I didn't know he rode I forgot, I guess, maybe that he rode the train.
He rode the train when he was in the Senate, yeah.
Right, so that's great.
But my whole thing is, couldn't he, I mean, he's a former president now. Couldn't he do all of this remotely now? I mean, I'm sorry.
He likes to train.
He
doesn't understand.
He does not know how to do that stuff.
He can't press mute.
You don't think Dr. Jill could help him out? Dr. Jill couldn't show him, here's Zoom, Joe. Here's Zoom. Or
I'm trying to figure out how to do TikTok.
Yeah,
Do the challenges.
Microsoft Teams. It's there's a way to do this. I just
Walk
feel
without
like
falling down challenge.
whoever he's working for in D.C., whatever organizations he's working for, shame on them for making him have to ride on the train. The poor guy doesn't realize he's in the quiet car anymore.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Select 24 packs of Corona or Modelo lagers are just $29.99 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Must be 21 to purchase. Drink responsibly. The Kroger Co., Cincinnati, Ohio.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Here at Massey, we know a thing or two about bugs. We've been keeping pests out of homes for almost 100 years. Our customized pest prevention program keeps bugs outside, in their home, not yours. Because when we prevent pests from getting in, we protect health, home, and family. Make your home a Massey home. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we make mattress shopping easy. We offer our lowest and best price to everyone, every day, so you can shop when you're ready. We show you exactly what's inside of our mattresses so you can see and feel the quality for yourself to ensure you're getting the best value. And we offer a no-pressure shopping experience. Our team is here to help you find the best mattress for you. It's that easy. Visit an OMF location today to see the Original Mattress Factory difference for yourself.
Storm season officially here, friends, and it wreaks havoc on your house and your roof. It's Mark Aram here. If you truly want peace of mind about your roof, and for many years to come, ask Dr. Roof about their lifetime warranty. Dr. Roof's warranty means they have your roof covered for the lifetime of your roof, and if anything comes up, Dr. Roof will take care of it. You never have to worry about a thing. They stand behind it since they've been in business for over 35 years. Now that is peace of mind. All the info online at drroof.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. news, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, Metro Atlanta parents are awarded millions of dollars after their baby was decapitated during delivery, and they may get even more money.
Attorneys for Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor Sr. say forensic pathologist Dr. Jackson Gates poured salt in their wounds when he splashed images on his Instagram account of their decapitated baby. A 3-day trial ends with a Fulton County jury awarding $2 million for compensation and another $250,000 to punish Gates. But attorney Corey Lynch says there's no celebration here.
That's their child that was put on display for clicks, likes, and shares and commentary on Instagram, which made no sense.
A lawsuit against the hospital where Travion Jr. was born is still pending. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
90 degrees in Atlanta. Get ready for a heat wave. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. As Congress considers the president's budget bill, new concerns about the impact health care cuts will have on local hospitals. Here's a report all new at 4 o'clock.
Republicans say the Medicaid cuts proposed in the Big Beautiful Bill aim to preserve the program, but Congresswoman Nikema Williams says these cuts will have a trickle-down impact on our area's hospitals.
It's going to impact all of us.
Williams warns the cuts could lead to the closure of hospitals in rural areas that could put a strain on metro facilities.
We've seen what happens when rural hospitals close and the devastating impacts that it has.
Williams says more than 125,000 people in her district could lose health care coverage because of these cuts. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
The U.S. is holding out hope for a diplomatic solution to the Iran-Israel conflict. State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce says Iran's foreign minister is meeting with top diplomats from Britain, France, and Germany in Geneva.
Of course, we're working on many different fronts and have from the beginning here in leading the nature of finding a solution to this problem.
But speaking moments ago in New Jersey, President Trump says he doesn't think Europe can bring an end to the conflict. The president says he hopes people come to their senses soon. An insurance giant based in Georgia notifies customers it's been hacked.
Aflac says the cyber attack is blamed on a sophisticated cybercrime group waging a campaign against the insurance industry. While the company managed to stop it within hours of noticing suspicious activity, Aflac acknowledges the hackers might have had access to files containing social security numbers, claims, health information, and other personal data. It set up a call center to offer customers and employees free credit monitoring and identity theft protection as the investigation continues. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Federal prosecutors in Atlanta and across the nation step up the fight on scammers targeting older Americans.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says they're working with domestic law enforcement and foreign counterparts every day to hold criminals accountable for scamming seniors, both in America and abroad. Their two-prong approach includes identifying and prosecuting criminals who perpetrate elderly fraud and also to educate law enforcement partners and the community about preventive measures to avoid frauds and scams. If you know someone 60 or older who's been a victim, contact the National Elderly Fraud Hotline at 833-FRAUD-11. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
A man is cited by Atlanta police for illegally putting parking boots on cars in the Summerhill neighborhood. Officers responded to Hank Aaron Drive where there was a dispute between a man and a booting employee identified as Evan Veasley. He gave police his driver's license but became agitated after they asked for his booting permit. It appears Veasley does not have an active and updated permit with the city for booting vehicles. He was briefly detained but was not arrested. For the first time in nearly 3 decades, Georgia-grown peaches are being sent to Mexico.
This is a significant win for Georgia agriculture, for Georgia peaches. You know, we're the peach state.
State Agriculture Commissioner Tyler Harper says 42,000 pounds of peaches have been sent south of the border already. Peaches produced in the southeastern U.S. have been banned in Mexico since 1994 due to pest concerns, but Harper says they are now utilizing new USDA technology. It is 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Seeing extra brake lights rolling through Ackworth, a busy sector most of the day, and those brake lights remain. Now we might have something new as you travel 75 north of Glade Road, exit 278. The brake lights stretching you back towards Wade Green Road, exit 273. Going to get on the horn with Bartow County, find out what's wet through here. In the meantime, avoid that area. You may want to take Highway 41 to get you around. Just watch the stall clear out of the left shoulder. All lanes back open, 75 south at Howell Mill Road, exit 250. 252. Those brake lights stretching onto the connector, slow all the way down past I-20 as you get towards the Grant Park area heading into East Point. And it looks like we do have a little bit of trouble by the airport. Got a stalled vehicle in the center lane, 75 southbound, right at Highway 41, exit 239. Nothing to warrant an alternate, though. Just a quick tap of the brakes as you approach 285. We have had our extra brake lights most of the day through I-20, both east and westbound. Cindy Darden.
Yeah, I'll say really picking up if you're over in DeKalb County, 220 eastbound as you're merging off of 285 there on Highway exit 46. Going to have you really on and off that brake pedal past exit 68 to Wesley Chapel, even approaching exit 71 to Panola Road. It's not going to see any relief until you reach Stonecrest. A similar story over on the west side, I-20 westbound, leaving exit 44 to Thornton Road is where you're going to see the majority of those delays, and it's going to be really stop and go until you get even past Fulton Industrial, approaching the west side perimeter to 285. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad. It's just a few clouds. Will stay warm and dry this evening, falling back through the 80s. 72 Saturday morning, mostly sunny, and 93 tomorrow.
87 in Snellville, 88 in Ackworth, 83 in Fayetteville. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And I believe we have a little bit of overflow in the headline hopper.
Oh, the headline hopper was...
Flopper?
Yeah, the headline flopper. It was oozing from the last hour with so many headlines. And 2 Obama stories back to back here. We got to get to this here because there's audio for both of them. Number one, the headline reads from MSN.com, "We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts. Obama is calling on the government to regulate speech." This is from the Daily Caller here. I've actually got the audio of him saying it.
We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts.
Told you.
It will require some government, I believe, regulatory constraints around some of these business models in a way that's consistent with the First Amendment.
Did you hear how he said that at the end? In a way that's consistent with the First Amendment. Come on.
Yeah, as if he's like having to roll his eyes a little bit. Of course, the First Amendment prevents this.
Well, you can watch it. He did an entire interview, or he gave a lecture or something at, it was called Conversations at the Connecticut Forum.
Yes.
And it was this week. So the headline that you got from MSN is different from the one you'll see on conservative websites where it says, Obama wants to cancel free speech. But what he's talking about is social media. And they tried to do this, remember, midway through Joe Biden's term, where they got that girl that used to be a Harry Potter singer. Not a girl. She's a woman now.
Right.
But
yes.
They were going to make her the minister of something or other. I forget her name. And
a Harry Potter singer?
Yeah, back in the 2000s, she was in a band. This is before things could go viral, but she sort of went viral. She and a friend of hers would sing Harry Potter songs that they made up.
That's right. I remember exactly what you were talking about. Yeah, we talked about this.
They were called the Moaning Myrtles.
Yes.
Oh,
that's what they were called. And that was fun and cute back then, but no, we don't. They appointed her to be like this information czar or the misinformation czar, and the outrage was so incredible that, of course, they rescinded it. We don't need people to do that. We need people to be able to discern things themselves.
Right, and that's what I feel like Obama is missing there in that commentary.
He's not missing it. He knows it. They want. And it's the same on the other side. They want to shut down the other person's ideas.
Right. And that's the problem, is that who then becomes the gatekeeper of what the truth is, right?
Depends on who's in power.
Right. Because then you have to suddenly say, well, obviously these credible news organizations are the ones that are going to be the gatekeepers of power. You can obviously trust our news compared to their news. And that's why you have to leave it. I'm 100% in agreement with you, Tim. You have to leave it up to the people to decide.
That was a losing message for them. And part of the reason that they lost a lot in 2024, it'll always be a losing position for whoever wants that to be something that happens. It is. It's just not going to work. People are smart enough to know. Maybe the generations below us, I don't know, they didn't grow up with traditional media. Maybe they'll want that. Because if you go to TikTok and you're 15 years old and that's the only place you go to get news, you're not well informed. Really,
yeah, that's fair.
But you have to mentally and physically be capable of going out and seeking it yourself. Or you could listen to WSB and get the news every half an hour.
Of course. Yeah, WSB is going to tell you straight. But
I always say this. I say local news is where it's at. You get local news. You get actual journalists doing actual things.
And it's also okay for somebody to be ignorant too. I feel like that's the other thing that both sides really struggle with is that they feel like, well, because they don't think like me, they're a problem. When in reality, it's like, no. Just because somebody doesn't think like you doesn't mean that they don't deserve to exist or they have to think like you.
What are you talking about? I think that.
I know, sir. That's the problem is that it's okay to have other people that you may call libtards or something like that on the other side, but let them live their life. And as long as their thinking doesn't hurt others, then it's okay for them to live that way. And the same applies to those on the right as well, too.
And we always have to remember that we're speaking to a very small group of people that think that way, because most people don't think that way. Most people think, I got to go to work, and I got to pay my bills, and I got to do this for my kids, and I got to make dinner, and then da-da-da-da, just normal everyday
how
things.
does any of this affect that?
Exactly, it doesn't.
Right, and with how quickly...
Well, there might be some recipes on TikTok that you might not be able to make. And if you have to go buy all these fancy ingredients and you can't afford a chef like Michelle and I had at our place in Martha's Vineyard. Now, I'm not getting in any conspiracies here.
What happened to that chef?
Don't ask. But stick within the confines of the First Amendment. And I don't want you to play the next clip from my wife because, people start thinking that we're not sticking around together.
Oh, I know. This is the other Obama story here. Wow, Michelle Obama made some news when she said this.
You should have threw a boy in the mix.
I would. I'm so glad I didn't have a boy.
Yeah.
Because he would have been a Barack Obama.
Was like baby Barack. It would have been amazing.
No, I would have felt for him.
Now, I don't know what she's saying there. Of course, everybody in the media sphere, the influencers and the social media people, they all speculate what she's talking about. There was also another story that I could not find a free version of anywhere that's alleging she went on a vacation with a guy that used to be her boyfriend or that she used to work with.
Recently?
Yes, and I didn't share
it's
it.
It's all
because,
allegations, yeah.
Well, of course it's all allegations. I don't think she's really saying she didn't want to have a son.
Yeah, she's joking.
She's just saying that, and her podcast...
I mean, so many wives after being married for so long are like, I can't imagine having another you around. I don't want to do that,
That's really what she's saying, right?
Yeah.
And
that's what I think.
Yeah, and I used to say things in a certain way or with my accent or whatever just because of where I grew up. My mom would say, don't say it that way. You sound like your dad. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep doing it now to annoy the hell out of you. But that feeling that some women get, like Autumn just said, and...
you can still love your husband and want to be with them, but you can also be very annoyed by them because you live with them 24/7.
No, I don't think I would I don't listen to podcasts like that, but I think what she has going on with her brother, and I don't know who the other person is in that podcast, but what she has going on with her brother, that's a pretty good podcast.
Yeah, well, because
they just talk about life.
Well, they also understand, unlike so many other celebrities that have tried to create podcasts, because there was that stretch there for, I guess.
They all did it.
They were like, oh, I'm a celebrity. Obviously, I can make a successful podcast.
I'm Liam Neeson, and welcome to Neeson on the News.
Get under the bed. The podcast.
Yes, Get under the bed.
Right.
So, no, you know what it would be called? A very specific set of skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many of these celebrities like Liam Neeson and all these other people.
No, he didn't really do it. I was joking.
They've created podcasts. He may as well have. They've created these podcasts, and they forget that in order to make a successful show, you've got to be not only interesting, but there also has to be some conflict to it. And I think that what Michelle Obama has done so well with her...
Oh, she's media savvy. She knows what she's doing.
In My Opinion podcast that she's doing is that she is not afraid to pull back some of the what do you call it? Pull back the tarp, the cover.
The veneer.
Pull back the veneer on her own life.
Yes,
and her
exactly.
life with
See, now I don't think that a successful podcast has to necessarily have conflict.
Right.
But I think what Michelle Obama might be doing is sort of showing that they're a real couple.
Yes.
And that she complains about her husband, like so many people complain about their husbands.
Just like the current president and his wife. They really share their intimate moments. And
all the time.
Well, you can really see. I mean, Trump and... Yeah, they obviously love each other.
Sure they do.
Mean, come on.
Yeah, she totally appreciates that he slept with that flopsy, floozy porn star. I shouldn't have said flopsy, but you know what I meant.
Yeah. So I think that just listening to that cut there, I would like to hear more context. I would probably listen to the entire episode. But
you should listen to every episode and then do a recap on it on your weekend show.
Oh, on the Nightcap?
Yeah.
Maybe I will. I'll do this week on In My Opinion here on the Nightcap.
You know what you should do? We should all do this. if you're smart enough, get all these clips from different podcasts and then just trash what they're saying and break it down and do a recap takedown podcast, and then you get hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views because there's a ton of those.
They do that with movies. They do that with podcasts. I'm amazed.
The movies I get. The movies. Well, go ahead, Autumn.
I was going to make a faceless YouTube.
Those are making
channel.
money too.
Yeah, and I was gonna just put Judge Judy. Well, I was gonna do this on TikTok. Was just post because I rewatched Judge Judy on YouTube.
Why?
So I was thinking because I love it so much. It's so good. And just like repost like funny parts of the episodes,
right?
And just see what that does. Maybe it makes some money.
You could totally do that, and it would probably go viral. You just have to know all the SEO and all that stupid stuff that nobody knows. Because you can anyway. My point about these podcasts, I don't know. It has something to do with how to get it out there and market it in social media.
Okay. Great, I'll look into it.
Please do. And Jared will do the one about Michelle Obama.
Absolutely.
But I'm saying that they do these comedian ones. Like they'll talk about all the different podcasts. And I try to dip my toe in that with another podcast that I do. And I got initial views, but I didn't talk about it enough. And people started posting in the comments, "You're a liar. You said you were talking about this and you only did it for a minute." I'm like, well, hey, what do you want from me?
Yeah, what the
so
hell?
Just if you don't, stay in your lane is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's a way to make money. If you have an idea of how to do it and the marketing budget or whatever, boom, do it. So you should do that for Michelle Obama.
I will do that. I appreciate her being controversial on her podcast.
Yes. Andrew Seco is checking in on an unusual slow spot on I-75 in Bartow County.
And this is not necessarily the best afternoon if you're traveling through Ackworth into Emerson, Allatoona, up towards Cartersville. Just a busy sector all day. Now some new brake lights, 75 northbound north of Glade Road, exit 278. Gonna take a look at some jam cam, see what the holdup is here, but we are seeing the brake lights all the way back towards Kennesaw State. It has just cooked the ride back to Chastain Road, exit number 271. You may want to hop on Highway 41, save you just a little bit of time through here. Heading up through Emerson, almost to the Adairsville area. Have a new crash right there at the county line, 75 northbound as you approach Folsom Road, exit 306. Brake lights already starting to fill in. No need for an alternate through here. Just plan for some extra commute time. Keep a foot close to that brake pedal. And I will tell you what, 75 both north and south, anywhere you're trying to go, has just been a problem spot all day, Sydney Darden.
Oh, yeah, and we've got a big one in Cobb County, 75 southbound as you're approaching exit 261 to Delk Road. We've got 3 right lanes blocked off. Those are trying to clear a stalled tractor trailer that's been sitting there for a few minutes. It was just blocking one lane, but now seems to be causing even more delays as you are making your way down towards Atlanta. If things get any worse, you may consider hopping on Cobb Parkway instead. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Shop sweet savings at Whole Foods Market and get organic red cherries for $4.99 per pound with Prime through June 24th. It's while supplies last. You can shop in-store, online. Terms apply. From the Cools Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks, major escalation in the Middle East. Israel and Iran have traded attacks.
We've got it covered.
Iran has launched missiles at Israel, including in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Tune in often for the latest.
An American official now confirms the U.S. is helping Israel intercept the missiles.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Arum here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
It's officially time for Zero Res's annual summer sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention Chris Chandler to secure this deal today or book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. All they leave is clean.
Well, I guess we're done with the headline hopper, so why don't we move on to this here. Autumn's favorite.
The experts say.
Experts say. Experts say.
The experts say.
Experts say.
The experts say on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Now, if you're watching us on the WSB, what is this actually called?
It is called, I believe, CWSB.
Okay, I don't know what that is. That true?
I believe it is called like SEE.
If you're watching the live video feed right now, you'll notice that Autumn is rocking the cool updo hair thing, and she's got the TLC shirt on, looking a little bit like
with the TLC dip.
Victoria Jackson circa 1987 on SNL.
Yeah. Look at you with TLC, and then Tim's rocking TKR right there.
Well, because I always represent Tucker.
Tucker Proud.
Carlson.
Letters. What up, Letters?
Yes, Tucker Carlson.
I'm the only one that's letterless.
You are.
Aww. What a loot. Let's beat him up.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't have any letters.
Yeah, I want a loser with your blue shirt. All right. Experts are saying all sorts of things, Jared, so tell us what they're saying.
Yes, this is a big one here. A razor blade throat.
What?
Is among the new...
I had that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's among,
tell me more.
It's among the new COVID variant symptoms, health experts say, and they also offer you suggestions on how to avoid it.
To not swallow razor blades.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
That is a great idea. You know what? Bravo to that one.
So there's a new strain of COVID. We don't hear a lot about this this COVID anymore.
Oh, you haven't heard of strain NB.1.8.1?
No.
What?
Why don't they have a fancy name for it? Like you had Omicron and Death Ray 6000.
I figured NB.1.8.1 was a very catchy name that everybody would start to remember.
Well, that sounds like one of Elon Musk's kids.
Yeah, I think it was his third kid.
Yeah, they need a catchy name if they want people to start getting scared. And I've never heard of this razor blade throat.
Well, apparently it's...
There's your catchy name.
Yeah, razor blade.
I feel like haven't we all had terrible sore throats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's strange that it would be called something new. Wouldn't it just be like... And also, okay, so it is a new feature of COVID.
Yeah.
Does that really change
What
anything?
about COVID toes? Remember COVID toes?
Yeah, well, your toes are always cold.
And they cough.
Yeah, and your toes start coughing.
Razor
that was
blade.
the worst.
Razor blade teeth. I remember that.
And your toes can't smell anymore.
Yeah, flamethrower fingers.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
crazy.
That was terrible.
Raisin pockets.
Raisin pockets was the worst one. You'd put your hand and there's an old soggy raisin in there, all
Gosh, too many
warm.
raisins, and I would wash them. I wouldn't remember to take them out before I washed them, and they turn into grapes.
Yeah. No, I hate when that happened. But then you could make wine out of it. Yeah, they're I don't
Making
know.
lemons out of lemonade.
Razor blade throat is a dumb thing. Again, Autumn's right. It's sensationalist headline, and if it were really that bad, or if it were an election year, you'd hear more about it.
Well, again,
Ooh, I like the idea that if there's an election year, you'd hear more. That's the truth.
Yes.
You
We have to stop these razor blade
They
throats.
weren't sensational about it the last time, so I can't see why they would start doing that now.
If people really cared about this, again, NB.1.8.1, just to make people that are playing along at home, make sure they have their scorecard, their COVID scorecard ready. This is a upgraded version of the LB.8.1 variant.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought
I know.
so.
I know a lot of people know these variants inside out. Georgia's got a little scorecard over there. He's
I
like,
download the update.
Well, don't worry, they'll upload it for you. Well, how are we going to know to be prepared if we're not preparing, Jared? The next story.
Oh, that's true. So, my goodness, pandemic preparedness has dramatically eroded under Trump, experts say. So, this is not good. Trump
Pandemic preparedness has gone down?
Yeah, it's dramatically eroded under Trump. People aren't...
Because it's so normal to have a pandemic every year.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Remember growing up? Yeah, go ahead, Autumn.
I'm sorry. Are they trying to say that it's just that the pandemic ended and so now we're not as prepared anymore, but they're saying it's Trump's fault?
Yeah, it's Trump's fault because we're not preparing for the next one.
Yeah, we got to be ready for bird flu, measles, and
woolly mammoth butt.
Woolly mammoth butt, all these different there's a possibility that all of these could become pandemics, and the Trump administration is not setting a good example. This is all according to experts over The Guardian, which, by the way, The Guardian, they hate America. So it makes sense.
According to you. Hey, Andrew Seco is watching trouble slowly clear on I-75 by the airport.
Here, a unit on scene of the jam cam. All lanes being held for just a quick second. 75 south approaching Highway 41, exit 239. Here, a unit trying to get it off to the shoulder. As I'm speaking of the jam cam, though, they just opened the right lane as you're heading closer towards 285. But you are going to be sitting in brake lights for a sec to we're off to the shoulder, so plan for that. Plan for some extra commute time. If you're in a hurry, you can take Highway 41 or I-85 to get you through. Northbound looking like we're a little bit slow approaching the downtown connector. I-75, 85 northbound might have something jamming you up towards Langford Parkway. That's exit 243. And we're still looking at a little bit of trouble through Bartow County. 75 northbound. Going to get on the horn again and see if anything's changed. Just north of Glade Road, exit 278. That back door is fierce, almost to I-75, so keep using Highway 41 as a fast track. We did have a bit of a trouble spot. It was pretty intense, but it went away pretty quick, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's over in Gwinnett County. 95 southbound near exit 105 to Steve Reynolds Boulevard. Several lanes knocked out to clear a stalled big rig, another stalled big rig that we've been seeing this afternoon. That doesn't mean that those delays have gone away, though, now that all lanes are open. Still going to be really stop and go as you're approaching I-285 and Spaghetti Junction. Elsewhere, also looking at a really slow ride as you make your way towards Suwannee. 75 northbound. Going to see those brake lights start filling in around Sugarloaf Parkway until you get up towards the northeastern side up near Buford. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
That's it. No more showers for anyone.
Honey, what's happening?
Our water bill is higher than the mortgage.
If your water bill is very high, you've got a leak. Call Delta Plumbing, the educated plumber. With over 50 years' experience, they are the leak experts. Using state-of-the-art leak detection technology, they'll find and fix your leak without guessing games.
How fast can you get here?
Leak detection at educatedplumber.com. Problem solved.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, a medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, President Trump throws cold water on today's meeting in Geneva between Iran's foreign minister and diplomats from Britain, France, and Germany. The president says he doesn't think Europe can bring an end to the conflict between Israel and Iran.
They didn't help. No. Iran doesn't want to speak to Europe. They want to speak to us. Europe is not going to be able to help in this one.
President Trump says he hopes people will come to their senses soon. His comments late this afternoon come a day after the president said he would decide within 2 weeks whether to order U.S. strikes on Iran. It is 89 degrees in Atlanta, staying dry this weekend and hot with highs in the low 90s. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. This just in, DeKalb police on the scene of a shooting on South Hairston Road in Stone Mountain. 3 people have been shot. One of the victims in critical condition. DeKalb police tell us investigators are processing clues at the scene now to determine what led up to the shooting and who is responsible. A couple whose baby was decapitated during delivery is awarded over $2 million in damages by a Fulton County jury. Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor sued Dr. Jackson Gates, who they hired to perform a private autopsy after the child died in July of 2023. Gates posted videos of the autopsy on social media without the parents' consent. One of the couple's lawyers is Dr. Roderick Edmond, who was a physician before becoming a lawyer.
There's no gray line. It's not a close call. Dr. Gates really blew it.
The family also filed a separate lawsuit against Southern Regional Medical Center in Clayton County. A Georgia-based insurance giant is hacked.
It's happened again, another cyber attack. This time the victim was Aflac, the supplemental health insurance company, which says it quickly discovered the breach. It was not affected by ransomware, but it has not yet determined how many of its clients, if any, were impacted and what may have been stolen. It continues to do business as usual.
Bloomberg's Tom Busby reports the company is offering customers free credit monitoring and identity theft protection. Happening this weekend in Cobb County, hundreds of arcade and pinball classics are on full display.
It's all part of the 12th annual Southern Fried Gaming Expo, continuing through Sunday at the Cobb Galleria. Organizer Preston Burt calls it Georgia's largest arcade.
We have games on the show floor that are from the 40s and 50s. Pinball machines all the way up to the newest, latest, and greatest Switch 2.
And there's more fun to be had as well with costume contests, concerts, board gaming, guest panels, and more.
It's a really good vibe for people who haven't stepped foot in that arcade since the 80s or 90s.
Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
The Terra Theater screens a new documentary about the town of Doraville tomorrow.
Made by 3 women who grew up there, Made in Doraville tells the story of the area's transformation. Lisa Edmondson is the writer.
From the GM plant to what is now movie production studios on that same site. We talk about that evolution in the documentary.
Co-director Caroline Kamek grew up in Doraville, teaching in the school she once attended.
A lot of the story is written around my experience because it shows the transition of that all-white community to the international community that it is today.
And there's an original song. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
The names of 2 Appalachia High School teachers who died in last year's mass shooting in Barrow County are added to a national memorial.
Christina Iramia and Richard Aspinwall died in the shootings that also killed 2 students.
Colt Gray is awaiting trial for the attack last September. The National Memorial to Fallen Educators honors those who lost their lives while on the job, though the honor is not limited to people killed in shootings. A total of 9 educators are being added to the memorial this year. The monument is located in Emporia, Kansas, and today's ceremony is presented by the National Teachers Hall of Fame. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 4:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Found the answer for that delay spot heading into Ackworth and Emerson. Local 911 letting us know it is a crash, 75 northbound, approaching Glade Road, exit 278. No lanes are blocked according to the dispatch center, but it has ruined the ride all the way back into Kennesaw. The brake lights catching you as you leave town center north of 575. Do yourself a favor, avoid the area, take Highway 41 as a quick fast track through here up further towards Bartow County, just outside of Daresville. Another crash in the left lane, 75 northbound Folsom Road, exit number 306. Quick tap of the brakes up through this stretch as well. And long-awaited better news by the airport. Our stall has been moved to the shoulder. All lanes back open, 75 southbound, approaching Highway 41, Grant Parkway, Central Avenue, exit 239. Doesn't look like it's done a whole lot to the ride through Midtown, downtown Cindy Darden.
No, not at all. In fact, you're really going to start seeing those brake lights fill in 75 southbound as you're approaching exit 252 to Northside Drive. If you're coming from the east side, it's an even worse story. You're going to be on the brake pedal and not going to come off it as soon as you merge on from Georgia 400, a rough ride through Midtown. But if you're coming from the Hateville area from the airport, really going to start seeing the delays around exit 244, 75 northbound near University Avenue. It's going to stay a rough ride through the heart of downtown until you get to Buckhead. From the Cool-Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Ditz. Warm and dry this evening and overnight. We'll start Saturday at 72. Mostly sunny and 93 tomorrow. Mostly sunny and 93 again on Sunday.
90 in Decatur, 88 in Powder Springs, 90 in College Park. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Only inches separate you from the heavy rain trying to infiltrate your home. Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. If your old roof is leaking, think of Findlay first. They're the extra effort experts, making sure you have a remarkable roof replacement experience. Water inside? Worried about recent heavy rains causing damage? You'll always win with Findlay. Schedule a free roof analysis. No obligation, no charge. FindlayRoofing.com.
How easy is it to save energy and money in 30 seconds? Let's count the ways. Power down unused devices. Swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs. Adjust your thermostat for the season. Change your air filter. Move furniture away from your vents. And turn off the lights when you leave a room. Georgia Power's more than just your power company. We're your saving sidekick. Get started at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Summer heat is no joke. I've trusted Ragsdale with my family's comfort for years, and you should too. Ragsdale now offering up to $1,700 off a brand new Carrier home comfort system. Along with saving big, you'll enjoy Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty on your new Carrier system. With over 10,000 reviews and a 4.9 Google rating, you know they take care of their customers. Schedule at ragsdaleair.com or give them a call. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Well, experts say a lot of things, and we are going to continue talking about those things. More experts say, Jared.
I think we're good with the COVID scare stuff, right? There was a lot of COVID experts, unless you want to talk about the masks.
Well, we have to talk about the masks.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I love that we're saying masks.
What are you talking about? Oh.
Yes, I'm saying mask.
Yes. Stop wearing mask.
Well, now my page just closed on me right here. Stand by. Here we go. Health experts say masks still matter as Trump calls for ban at protests.
Unless ICE agents are wearing them.
That's right.
That's sort of weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
And it is sort of weird that all throughout the summer of 2020, you couldn't go to church, but you were allowed to march down the streets.
Yeah.
It's weird.
We live in weird times.
What are they saying, though? What are they saying?
So, again, they're suggesting...
Because Trump doesn't want these protesters that are out there wearing masks. I don't get why they're wearing them. Is it a badge of honor? Is it a
To
point
hide their identity?
That's the only reason they're wearing
That's
them.
why I think they're wearing them. Is because
Not because they're worried about a disease.
Yeah, no.
They're hiding their identity. The people that were handing out communist leaflets at the socialist rally the other day were all wearing masks.
Right.
So, not that I care. I mean, I'm just saying that's the evidence. The lady handed me one, and I asked her, and I heard, thank you.
It is odd when you run into people that are in like the most unusual situations and you see them rocking masks. And again, like to each their own. If you
What, like
want
swimming?
You mean like an orgy?
Yeah, well, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
You got to wrap that rascal.
Autumn, don't help me on my orgy to stuff.
I'm sorry.
If you're
I'm sorry, Jared. Can we, George? Can we?
Here we go. Let's cut that out of the
30
podcast.
seconds dump?
Yes. Hey, if you're having an orgy in your car with the windows up, why are you wearing a mask?
They're just like I feel like
Orgy.
I feel like the oddest place where I saw a mask recently, and I'm not even joking on this, is at our pool in our neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like,
You're out in the sun. You got to be extra careful.
right, and you're like, it's an open air pool.
Maybe they have a cold sore.
Maybe. I mean, I
That's
guess
what I would think.
I
I'd be if I had cold sores, I'd be like, yes, masks.
Yeah.
We don't wear this mask.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's what it's for, but it's just, and I don't like to be a judgy person.
Then
but
don't be.
but I'm sitting there, and again, Tina and I
does it matter?
are looking, and we're like, what is going on here? Because I feel like this person had kids and they weren't wearing the masks, but the adult was wearing the mask, so it was
Out of an
strange.
abundance of caution. When I'm at the grocery store and I see people wearing masks, I'm like, I don't care. You know, they're worried about health. They've been told for the last 5 years that the best way
Yeah.
to protect yourself is to wear a mask. And maybe in some cases it is. But the core of this story is Trump sees all these protesters out. He says they shouldn't be wearing masks. And they're wearing the masks because they don't want to be identified.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reality. It has nothing to do with them not wanting to get diseases.
Yeah, and because I think that they'd be worried about much worse things than getting something like COVID, especially this new variant that's got the
Nobody wants to get razor throat.
The razor blade
throat. So I think we're good with the COVID stuff, right? I mean, there's a lot of
Well, that wasn't a COVID story, but yes, go ahead.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I figured mask and COVID. I always tie them together here, but Central Georgia residents have been urged to tackle mosquito breeding during the wet June conditions.
What am I
Experts say.
supposed to do about them skeeters?
Man, you got to take care of them. You
Am I
got
supposed to go flamethrower or what? Gasoline?
take a flamethrower, anything you can.
That don't
to,
sound safe.
anything you can to help knock out these darn mosquitoes that are coming from Central Georgia.
Barbara, what are we going to do about the skeeters that are outside?
You gotta,
told you, them damn buckets.
Well, we collect the rainwater,
you
don't
gotta
we, for
empty
the
the
garden?
darn buckets.
Well, we got to get it.
Robin saying he won't empty the darn
Well,
bucket.
you don't go out there in the garden. You know I watch my TV shows at sunset. Why don't you get out
But
there?
why you gotta keep them buckets full of water? You know,
I
the
just
water
said
be
it.
just hatching there.
We got our marijuana garden out back, the pot garden.
Hey.
Well, nobody cares anymore. I mean, you drive anywhere these days, people smoking pot, eating all. You get it at the diagum gas station.
How about just say this? We grow Delta 8 plants.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go, Mr. FDA guy or
That's
whatever.
right.
I think
Screw 'em.
Hey, I think they're on Delta 9 now, just so you know.
Huh?
I think it's Delta 9.
Oh,
Don't say Delta. I
we
think
don't
Delta
got
8's
that variant of plant.
Yeah,
How are we
Delta-
supposed to get rid of these mosquitoes?
You are supposed to make sure that you
I
get
like
rid
keeping water in my tires.
Well, it's too bad. You got to get rid of that standing water. Standing water. It says here in this article that even if there's a bottle cap that's left out,
Yeah.
that
Dang,
mosquitoes,
even a bottle cap.
even a bottle cap,
Dang.
if there is standing water in that little tiny
What about
bottle
sitting
cap,
water? Why they call it standing when it's sitting?
That's true. Or laying, actually.
Laying water?
it's kind of flat water.
She
too.
got a she shed out in the middle of the pond she likes to hang out in, so no
Well-
wonder she's all covered up in them red bumps from them skeeters.
It's fine to do that. It's none of your business. Why
I
are you
would-
putting my business out there like that?
What if we get a bunch of bats?
You could get some bats, but
No, I mean baseball bats.
oh, baseball bats. Well,
I'd hit her with it. That's what I would
Oh,
Hey.
okay. I
Shut
see what
her
you're
up.
trying to do.
do. Yeah.
Seems like you guys got to work
You
something.
try it. You just come at me. I got my shotgun under the pillow.
How long have y'all been married?
Too damn
Too long?
Yeah. Why don't they bring back DDT? That'd be something that would get rid of all them. But that kills birds, I guess.
Yeah, and again, a lot
There's
of
no free lunch.
Nope.
You know, there's going to be mosquitoes in the summer.
Yeah. Well,
if you have a bunch of old tires in your backyard, get rid of them.
But there's that invasive mosquito that showed up, I don't know, 20-some years ago. They're out all day long, and they're in the daytime, like the old school mosquitoes.
Oh.
They used to just come out at night, or maybe you'd see them in the morning. But these other mosquitoes, they're just out all day.
Yeah, they don't care. They're like, oh, daytime? I'm
Where
hunting.
are they from? China.
I don't want to say.
It's an Asian mosquito.
Jared was a little harsh yesterday with the invasive species.
I just happened to point out a pattern that a lot of these invasive species are from Asia, and I didn't pick out one country.
You're
in
noticing
particular.
trends? That's what you're seeing?
I'm sorry. I'm a curious person that likes to pick up on what trends that are going on. Again, the hammerhead worm that they had, hammerhead worm, that's from Asia.
Those taste good.
The murder hornet, Asia.
Okay.
The Asian needle
Serial
ant,
killer snakes.
Asia. Yeah, there's all these things. All of these creatures have been coming from Asia, and again, it's problematic. But for those in Central Georgia that are having issues with the mosquitoes, again, standing water.
I just don't leave the house, I guess.
Or just go outside and pour out your buckets. You can do that. I know you like your 5-gallon bucket.
Mind your own business, nosy.
Why don't
You can also make your own bug spray. That's pretty simple with some like essential oils. Like mint and stuff.
That doesn't work.
Yeah,
They
it's
do.
not going to work.
Kinda.
Yeah,
The
not as
latest thing
good
that
as off.
The latest thing that I saw, Autumn, and maybe you be the person to try this. Is actually a very Autumn thing to do. Is somebody has made like a decoy dragonfly they put on their shoulder.
Oh, I've seen that.
And it like bounces back and forth as you walk.
That's dumb.
And
man.
Yeah,
apparently,
you attach it to your hat, and then it has like a little bit like the wire is stiff enough that it like bounces. It like stays, stiff enough.
Does it
but...
spit DEET all over you while it's doing that? Because that's the only
no,
way
but
it's
like
going to work.
because I guess the mosquitoes
mosquito-
see the dragonfly and they're like, "That's a predator. I got to get out of here, boo."
Yeah, I don't know that they do that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to protect. I don't know.
Or
if
a
that's gonna-
bat. For real, you should have a bat.
Just on
like,
your shoulder,
dangling
a
from
real
your
bat
hat.
that'll bite your ear and you'll get rabies.
Maybe you could befriend it.
Okay, maybe it won't bite me.
Yeah, I think that would certainly work. Now, jumping from one bug to another bug, apparently the firefly extinction rumors have been debunked. Experts say sightings are likely for generations to come. This is great news. I'm happy about this.
I've been hearing about this, that they're going extinct for a number of years, and so when I get anxious, I look out in the backyard, there's only 2 or 3 going off. When I was a little kid, we had a big field out behind our house growing up in the 80s, and in the summertime when the fireflies came out, there were millions of them, and they're just constantly going all night long. It's not like that where I live, but I imagine that if you go to North Georgia where there's still fields and stuff, that was always the problem. They lose their habitat.
Yeah, but I even where I am in the city, we have fireflies where I am, and I think that it's a
Lightning
staple.
bugs.
That's what I call them.
That's what I call them too. It's a staple of the summer seeing them lightning bugs. So
Yeah, go out and catch them, squish them, and wipe that stuff on
Take
your
their
butt.
little light up butts off and put them on a necklace.
We actually used to do stuff like
Ah,
that.
you guys are evil.
Andrew Seco is sifting through the brake lights in downtown.
No crashes or stalls to report right now, just the car in front of you, 75, 85 north and southbound. We're seeing the brake lights we usually see through this point in the afternoon. Just a lot of heavy volume northbound. The jam begins leaving East Point. As you pass Langford Parkway southbound, see delays spilling on to 75 and 85 proper. As you leave Buckhead, the brake lights will keep you jammed all the way down towards I-20. Looking at a little bit of a delay spot from earlier trouble, the stall's been cleared to the shoulder, 75 south at Highway 41. That's exit 239, but we're still slowing and going just a little bit as you approach 285 on the south side of things. And the ride through the work zone, I-20 east and westbound, seeing the brake lights either direction from 285 down to Evans Mill Road, exit number 74. And my goodness, this is just a really tricky spot right here. What is going on by Lake Allatoona, Sydney Darden?
That's a really good question. We're trying to make some phone calls to figure it out, but something is slowing you down. 75 northbound, it looks like right past exit 278 to Glade Road, and it's causing massive delays back past Highway 92 all the way almost towards that 575-75 split near Kennesaw State University. That's several miles of nothing but delays and brake lights. It's adding at least another 20 minutes to your commute if you're trying to make your way through Allatoona into Bartow County. And speaking of Bartow County, we're still dealing with a crash that's affecting at least one lane, 75 northbound near exit 306 at Folsom Road as well, making it for a really rough ride just through the northwest. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not if you win $1,000 from WSB.
$1,000 Thursdays begins next Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB app within that hour, and you could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB.
where Atlanta wins.
Buying a car shouldn't be a mystery. Hi, I'm Stacey Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. At Jim Ellis, we believe in complete transparency because you deserve to know exactly what you're getting. That's why we show you all the numbers, no hidden fees, no surprises. We explain every option clearly so you can make the right decision with confidence. And if you ever have questions, we have answers. Our team is here to guide you, making sure you're informed and in control every step of the way. At Jim Ellis Automotive, we don't want to sell you just any car. We want to help you buy the right car, because doing the right thing for you is what matters most to us. Experience car buying the way it should be. Honest, straightforward, and built around you. And don't forget, Jim Ellis buys cars too. It's the safe and easy way to get maximum value for your car. To get started, visit one of our 21 convenient locations across Metro Atlanta or shop online at jimellis.com. The quick, easy, and convenient way to search and compare more than 5,500 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers, to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
If you've been in a wreck, trust the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. I personally recommend John Foy since I've had the pleasure of personally getting to know him. We've been to a Braves game together, had lunch, and what I've taken away from each of our visits is respect. Respect for how much he cares and wants to help people. John Foy's compassion is what I appreciate. Trust isn't a given, it's earned, and John Foy has earned my trust. I recommend John Foy and Associates at johnfoy.com.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
We got all the bug stories out of the way. I like that. We got all the COVID, health, mask stories. Then we got the bug stories. And now this is the story that Autumn is going to care about the most here.
Why?
How often should
Is it
you...
about a vacuum cleaner?
It's close.
Yeah.
How often should you wash your sheets? Here's what
Why
experts
would
say.
that matter to me?
Because you're filthy. You live in a hovel. I think you would probably be talking to people like me a little bit more. Because before I got married, I washed my sheets maybe once a month.
Oh, really? Once a month?
Yeah. Who cares?
I got to do it twice a month. We're both wrong, by the way.
But do it every week, right?
It's once a week or every other week. For
Okay.
sheets, pillowcases, duvet covers, comforters is once a month or every other month. Duvet inserts once or twice a year. Mattress pads every 3 to 4 months.
Autumn?
You know what makes a difference is if you make your bed or not, because you trap bacteria in the bed if you make it every day.
Aha.
Amen.
So better to leave everything laying all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I used to
I
sleep on
agree
the
with
same
that.
pillowcase for so long that when you shook it off, it was like Parmesan cheese coming out of
Ew,
the little sheet.
that's that's
gross,
disgusting.
Well, I had a bad case of psoriasis for a month. And then I took Skyrizi, and I feel much better now.
Oh,
You got
didn't
your Riz
have
back?
to hide your plaque psoriasis.
Yes, but now I can play in a jazz band with my shirt off,
Yay.
like Bert Kreischer.
That's disgusting, though.
No, you got to wash that stuff. But again, when I was single, I should probably wash those sheets this month.
I'm just happy that somebody agrees with me about not making the bed up. I feel like that's the most overrated thing that people do in the morning.
That's
It's
a
like,
thing for order. That is a thing for your mind. That is a thing to.
Yeah, it makes the room look
It
nice.
does, yes.
It does, but at the same time, though, there's nothing better, especially now that we're officially in summer, when you come home and there are like little cold pockets in the bed because you've left it unmade.
Oh.
There's nothing better when you crawl into bed. It's like, ooh, here's a little cold pocket over here. I'm going to move my leg over here or move my arm over here so that way you get the little cold pocket. Nothing better than having some layers that have different temperatures in your bed. If you make it up, all of that is null and void. You don't get any of that.
I just use a fan.
Well, it does not the same effect. Again, keep that bed unmade because it's good. It keeps the bacteria out, as Autumn talked about, and you'll get the wonderful pockets of cold air in there.
Andrew Seco has found the answer to the gridlock alert through Ackworth.
Long-standing one here with a long-standing delay stretch taking you all the way back towards Kennesaw State University, but we got the answer. Local GSP let us know it's crashing the right lane, 75 north of Glade Road. Exit 278, still just doing something terrible to that ride out of Marietta. The brake lights past 575, and the alternate Highway 41 starting to fill in as well. This is a pack your patience situation. Plan for some extra commute time as you're in and out of the Ackworth area, especially heading north. It is a tough one through here, folks. Looking through Midtown, downtown, a little bit of stoppage north and south from East Point through the heart of downtown all the way up past the Midtown area. Quick look of I-85 on and off that brake pedal either direction. We also found some new trouble. Looks like a stall in the left lane. 85 southbound as you approach Beaver Ruin Road, exit number 102. Take a quick circle of the city with Cindy Darden.
Yeah, and the worst of your delay is going to be over on the west side. A little stop and go. It's 285 northbound on the inner loop as you're making your way away from exit 12 to Hollowell Parkway. Stop and go, but does break apart by the time you get to Vinings into Cobb County on the east side. A little bit, again, of volume leaving Spaghetti Junction 285 southbound on the inner loop. That does seem to be on and off the brake pedal until you get to Covington Highway approaching I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age system, make or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Not everything in life comes with a guarantee, but for premium local farm fresh sod that comes with a 1-year guarantee, family owned and operated, NG Turf is the only grower to consider. NG Turf sells direct to homeowners. Get your sod from a certified turf professional at ngturf.com.
One of the biggest repairs on your biggest investment would be the foundation on your home. Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack. Other companies offer many different services and then try to upsell their customers something they don't even need. That's not what Atlanta Ramjack does. Foundation repair is all we do. We send only the most trained experts in the field and give you the best materials and an honest appraisal of what your real problem is, not more than what you need. Schedule your free estimate today at atlantaramjack.com.
This upcoming health tip is brought to you by Kroger Pharmacy. Wear a mask and gloves when cleaning or vacuuming to limit dust and chemical exposure. Clean your carpets with a HEPA vacuum to decrease dust mites and pet allergen levels. Do this regularly to keep buildup and your allergy symptoms to a minimum.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and more people looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. Hey, it's Mark Aaron for QC Kinetics. At QC Kinetics, they've been on the cutting edge of this medical revolution since 2018. Using regenerative medicine, they have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. The truth is, regenerative medicine used to be an alternative treatment. Now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader. They're well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments to revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now. 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. A jury awards more than $2 million to the parents of a newborn who was decapitated 2 years ago in a botched delivery, and they could eventually get even more money.
There's no gray line. It's not a close call. Dr. Gates really blew it.
Attorney Dr. Roderick Edmonds says a Fulton County jury heard the anguish of Jessica Ross and Trevion Taylor Sr., whose decapitated son was shown in Instagram video by pathologist Dr. Jackson Gates. While Gates often shows autopsy images, attorney Corey Lynch says the jury wasn't buying it here.
Because of the graphic and grisly nature of the post, I think people were dumbfounded as to why would you post that?
There's another lawsuit against the hospital where Trevion Jr. was born. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
88 degrees in Atlanta. The heat on this weekend, and it may get even hotter next week. Meteorologist, Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. At this hour, DeKalb police investigating a shooting at a strip mall on South Hairston Road in Stone Mountain that leaves 3 people injured, one of them in critical condition. Investigators are on the scene processing clues, working to determine a motive and who is responsible. New concern about the impact proposed health care cuts in the president's big, beautiful bill will have on local hospitals.
Congresswoman Nikema Williams says leaders of local hospitals have warned her that the proposed cuts could force the closure of hospitals outside of Metro Atlanta.
As rural hospitals shut down because of these cuts, our hospitals right here in Atlanta that you think might be safe, they will see such an increase in patients that it will also hurt their ability to provide care for everyone in their already stretched thin staff.
Republicans have said the proposed cuts to Medicaid will preserve the program. In Atlanta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump says he does not think Europe can bring an end to the conflict between Israel and Iran. His comments come as Iran's foreign minister meets in Geneva with top diplomats from Britain, France, and Germany. President Trump is asked about Iran's nuclear ambitions.
In a matter of weeks, or certainly within a matter of months, they're going to be able to have a nuclear weapon. We can't let that happen.
The president's remarks, though, contradict his intelligence community's claims about Iran's nuclear capabilities. Hackers target Georgia-based insurance giant Aflac.
It's possible that cyber criminals accessed Social Security numbers, insurance claims, and health information of customers, agents, and employees. The company says the investigation is in its early stages, and the attack was stopped within hours earlier this month. Aflac's offering free credit monitoring and identity theft protection to customers who contact their call center set up to deal with this incident. The company believes blames a sophisticated cybercrime group responsible for other attacks on the insurance industry. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
The U.S. Attorney in Atlanta is joining a national effort to protect seniors from scams. These schemes cost victims billions of dollars, many times depleting their life savings. Some of the most common schemes involve romance fraud, lottery fraud, tech support fraud, and grandparent scams, which involve scammers impersonating a grandchild or relative asking for money. Georgia peaches are being shipped to Mexico for the first time in nearly 3 decades. State Agriculture Commissioner Tyler Harper says peaches produced in the southeastern U.S. have been banned in Mexico since 1994 due to pest concerns.
USDA-approved technology that has allowed us to export these products utilizing their technology and ship already 42,000 pounds of Georgia-grown peaches.
Harper says this is a significant win for the peach state. As we get into the peak of the summer travel season, correspondent Will Reeve reports there's some concern about gas prices due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East.
Right now, the average price of gas is $3.20 a gallon, but AAA says summer gas prices are the lowest they've been in 4 years and 24 cents per gallon less than this time last year.
Prices in Georgia today average $2.95 a gallon, which is trending up over the past week. It's now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes, but right now Triple Team Traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Found some new trouble as you're traveling 85 south through Duluth. It's a crash. We're in the left lane, 85 south at Beaver Ruin Road, exit number 102. Already a usual delay spot here getting south of 316. Going to be adding some extra brake lights as you leave Sewanee through Duluth on your way into the Norcross area. Downtown still a little tough. 75, 85 north and south. East Point through the heart of downtown as you're traveling southbound. You start feeling the pinch all the way back into Buckhead. Looking at a little bit of trouble. DOT saying I-20 eastbound Riverside Parkway, exit 46. Seeing a stall in the left lane. Going to pour through some jam cams. See what the holdup is. We do see some brake lights taking you all the way back towards Thornton Road, exit number 44. And our neighbors to the south side seeing some volume. 75 north and southbound on and off that pedal either direction between Stockbridge all the way down towards 155 just outside McDonough. Hopefully we can get something a little bit better news up towards the Ackworth area, Cindy Darden.
Yeah, hopefully soon, but not this time. We do still see that volume 75 northbound past exit 278 to Glade Road. Still got a crash affecting that right lane. Still miles and miles of backup, stretching you back past Oak Grove all the way past Kennesaw University until you reset 575-75 splits, where you're going to start seeing those delays as you're making your way through Allatoona and on up towards Bartow County. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz.
Warm and dry this evening, falling back through the 80s into the 70s overnight. Saturday will be hot, starting at 72, high 93 and mostly sunny. Saturday stays mostly sunny and hot, low 75, high 93. Just a 10% chance of a stray shower thunderstorm during the heat of the day this weekend. Most of it stay dry. And then on Monday, low 75, high 95 and mostly sunny. 5-day forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, even hotter still. Tuesday tops out at 96 with a heat index of 103. And again on Wednesday, 96 and partly cloudy, 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm.
Sandy Springs, it's 83, 87 Brazelton, 84 in Mableton. More news at 5:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. That's 3 hours. I think we're going to talk to Greg Russ, aren't we?
We sure are.
Meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up
Oh, you had to add the Pac-Man thing at the end. Greg, are you with us? Hello.
I'm here. I still think it's a strange thing to do when the team you root for is 10 games out or something like that.
Well, they swept the Mets. Your
swept the
beloved
Mets.
favorite team, the
Your
Mets.
Mets have lost 6 in a row and are now tied for first place with the Phillies, and you start a series with the Phillies as well. So it's going to be tough sledding for the Mets going forward.
Oh, whatever.
Well, it'll teach you to be
the Braves started the season 0-7 and had terrible, losing streaks with it. It's the way it goes.
It's just nice to see the Braves finally looking like the roster they've put together. And it was really fun being there last
It's
night.
interesting that you guys care about the Mets and the Braves and not the best team ever, the Yankees.
Oh, please stop it. That's insanity.
The
No.
new, well, I mean, how is it insanity? They've won, what, 26 or 27 World Series?
You're the fan. I'm not.
Yes, close. I'm right about one of those numbers. How you doing, Greg? Oh, is he mad?
I
Or?
think he dropped for a second, but it looks like he's
No, I had to refresh because I decided to refresh my camera. I saw it's not working. Maybe it's still not working.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. I'm in a hotel in Austria.
You're in Austria
The internet.
now. You were in Germany. Now you're in Austria.
Yeah, I was in Berlin previous to this. Drove through Czechia. That's what they call it these days. It's no longer the Czech Republic. Well, it is the Czech Republic. That's the official name, but
Yeah.
they didn't think that sounded cool.
Do you think old people still call it Czechoslovakia like I call X Twitter?
Because they lost land. There were land changes, right, when that happened?
Well, the Slovak to the east and the Czech to the west.
So I don't know. I was thinking about that. If some people just refuse to admit that lands went away and still call it Czechoslovakia, but see, that's a mouthful.
Czechoslovakia. That's where the clowns live.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's where they all originated.
We're going to be doing a little stories from Studio B1 Czech edition. So do you have a story?
No, it's Austrian edition.
Or, I'm sorry, Austrian edition.
I drove through.
Ostland.
Drove through, sat in some traffic that didn't move for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, on the Autobahn? That sounds like nuts.
I don't know what's going on. Doesn't matter. Boring story. Yes, let's get to stories from Studio B1. You, for some reason, are interested in the New York mayoral primary, which is happening on June 24th. Slate of candidates. It's like choosing what disease you want to die from. I don't feel very good about it. I don't know how much people in Atlanta care, so I'm going to try to find a way to make it interesting.
Well, people know who Cuomo is, and they know who the mayor is now. Like it's Mayor Eric Adams. Yeah. Forgot how to speak
and
for a second.
He's gotten kicked out of the Democratic Party because of the charges that were pressed against him, taking things from Turkey. And
is he running?
Trump he's running. He's an independent.
Okay.
So he's going to run. You're going to have the winner of this primary, but Cuomo says if he loses the primary, he's still going to run as an independent. The whole thing's a mess. Right now it's coming down to Cuomo, who's trying to make his political comeback after being kicked out of the governor's office in New York. And out of nowhere, this guy, Mamdani, who is a socialist,
yes,
really gaining traction and steam, promises ridiculous things like your rent will never be raised again and buses will be free. He's charming. He's good looking. He's young. People eat it up.
He's the one that Bernie Sanders just endorsed, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
I love him. Everything free.
I got a text that said, "Hey, Gregory, did you hear Bernie Sanders just endorsed Mamdani?" And I said, "Mamdani ain't it."
Yeah. Oh, and then they deleted you and will never contact you again. The reason
Well,
this is
they wrote back and said, "I'm sorry to hear you say that."
Oh, the reason this is fascinating to me is they had I mean, just going back to Giuliani, and then after Giuliani, you had Bloomberg, and those seemed relatively reasonable mayors. I remember Ed Koch. Jared doesn't know who that is really, or maybe you do.
I don't.
But New York was in a state of I don't know, disaster. The parts of the city were constantly on fire. There was rubble everywhere, and Ed Koch came along and sort of helped everything out. And then after Koch, I think you had David Dinkins for one term, and he didn't do so well. But then Giuliani came in, and they revitalized the city. And it is the largest city in the country, so that is why I think it's fascinating that they're having this sort of election. Now, is it, with the way the Democrats are doing it, they're doing, what do they call that, the ranked choice, where you pick the two that you'd like the most, or is it just a straight-up Democratic ticket?
So for the primary, it is ranked choice. You can vote for up to 5 candidates. So if I voted for any of the other candidates outside of Cuomo and Mamdani and put Cuomo last, my vote would go to Cuomo because those two are the only ones who are really in the running.
Oh, I
know
see.
You mentioned Brad Lander is a guy who's running who just pulled a political stunt getting arrested by ICE.
He's okay. That's right.
Yeah, but what happened there? Do you think it was a stunt, or was he really that interesting?
I think he was in a spot to take advantage of it. I don't know if he set out to be arrested, but once the opportunity presented itself, this guy's polling third, but he's only at like 8%.
I think
he
Cuomo
saw this and said, yes, I'm taking this chance.
I think Cuomo would be the best candidate for the Democrats. Do the Republicans do any sort of, I don't know, primary? Are they running anyone there?
They're running that Curtis Sliwa.
Oh, Curtis Sliwa, yeah, from the what are they called? The Guardian Angels.
Yes,
he must
he
be
wears the
100
Guardian-
years old because I remember him in the 70s too.
He wears the Guardian Angels beret. I don't know what happened to the Republican Party because you had Giuliani.
Mm-hmm.
He ran as a Republican, won. You had Bloomberg, who ran as a Republican, and then quickly turned to an independent and won 2 more terms. But
Mhm.
it's a strange thing where since Bloomberg, you had de Blasio and Eric Adams. So it wasn't that long ago, and people just completely changed. The
Yeah.
Republicans say there's no chance for them to win anything.
I don't
So
know. They
we'll
have a
see how
chance
this
if
goes.
they run a candidate that people like. I think it'll probably be Andrew Cuomo, and I hope so I can do his voice. That's all I care about.
I think it'll be him. Look, I'm sure that he's a guy that it's not fun to work for him. I'm sure he's a jerk.
Nice
He
dress.
Yes, he says things like that people have taken and said he was sexually harassing women.
He's just complimenting them.
Yeah, he's an old Italian man.
Yeah,
You know, You go up
exactly.
and you pinch their cheek. That's no.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
Yeah, it's just a way of saying hello in Italy.
Yeah, swat you
Remember-
on the behind. It's an old
He has
tradition.
nipple rings.
Yes, he does. Remember that?
Yes,
That was so
yes.
gross. The big hairy guy with nipple rings
There's that
protruding
picture.
through my shirt.
Greg, do you think he has redeemed his image in New York enough for him to be a front runner? Even I guess we're gonna find out.
He
in-
is the front runner.
Is he really?
He
Yeah.
is, but the it's closed the gap quite a bit. He's still
Yeah.
probably going to win the primary, which everyone's treating like the election, which I guess is fair. But you have to remember, this is not the election.
No.
This is the primary, and then he's got to win. Whoever gets the nomination has to win. Cuomo gets stuff done. It's always a big show. Like he changed a bridge that goes over the Hudson River north of the city and named that after his dad.
My
at
dad,
night.
Mario Cuomo. All right, hang on a second, Greg. We got to do a giveaway. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about what else is going on, and not necessarily in New York. Would you like to win a pair of tickets to see the Dave Matthews on Wednesday, June 25th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater?
His band's with him too.
Okay, it is the Dave Matthews Band. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. And Andrew Seco is checking on trouble on 85 South heading into Gwinnett.
Right there between the Barrow County and Gwinnett County line, 85 southbound crash taking out the far left lane past Highway 211. That's exit number 126. A few miles of delays already. If you're heading inbound to the city limits here, you may want to consider taking some alternates. You can take Highway 347 or you can take Highway 124 to cut down on that extra 12 minutes of drive time that's adding through here. 85 southbound looks like they're briefly holding all lanes to get this crash off to the shoulder at Steve Reynolds Boulevard, exit 103. Moving right now on the jam cam as we speak. Lanes are reopening. We do still have the brake lights taking you back a little bit towards the Duluth-Sewanee area. Quick circle of the city as we leave Chamblee, seeing the worst of it, 285 eastbound, on and off that brake pedal from I-85 down towards Memorial Drive, exit number 41. Taking a quick check of I-20, here's Sydney Darden.
Yeah, over on the east side, I-20 eastbound headed towards Stonecrest. Still a little stop and go coming off of 285 past exit 68 to Wesley Chapel Boulevard. And on the west side, you're really going to start seeing the majority of those delays 20 westbound as you're making your way around exit 44 to Thornton Road. It does break apart by the time you get to Douglasville. This report is sponsored by Starbucks. The Starbucks Summerberry Refresher is back. Notes of raspberry, blueberry, and blackberry shaken with ice and poured over a raspberry flavored pearl drink. Your Summerberry Refresher is ready at Starbucks from the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Is your summer vacation going to be a week at the beach or a week in the backyard standing in the kiddie pool?
If you listen to 95.5 WSB, that week at the beach could be yours. It's $1,000 Thursdays on WSB.
Your chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Listen for the keyword. Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays, beginning next Thursday.
95.5 WSB.
Where Atlanta wins.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and more people looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. Hey, it's Mark Aaron for QC Kinetics. At QC Kinetics, they've been on the cutting edge of this medical revolution since 2018. Using regenerative medicine, they have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. The truth is, regenerative medicine used to be an alternative treatment. Now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader. Their well well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments to revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now. 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DEN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday, noon to 1, right here on 95.5 WSB.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kid sale free.
MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
It's time for Zero-Res Air Duct Cleaning Summer Sale. Take advantage and get 15% off all cleaning services. Mention Chris Chandler to secure this deal today or book online at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero-Res, all they leave is clean.
Plan today so you can potentially do the things you've always wanted in retirement. Listen Saturdays at 6 to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Congratulations to Jonathan Blackledge of Atlanta, Georgia, who picked up a pair of tickets to see the Dave Matthews Band Wednesday, the 25th of this month at Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Don't worry if you didn't win. You can get tickets at livenation.com. Greg, another story, please.
Does Dave Matthews Band still have the guy who plays two saxophones at once? Do you know?
I do not know. I haven't seen.
He's up to 3 now.
Oh, yeah.
It was very impressive.
The last time I saw Dave Matthews Band was 2004, so it's been a while.
Oh, I saw them at Bonnaroo. Sorry to Jared.
Yeah, it was. It's been tough this week trying to cope without having Bonnaroo. But you know what? There are some people that treat that festival like it's their Super Bowl, and I'm proud.
You go to 20 a year, so you're not worried about it.
It's not that I'm not worried about it. It's just what it really gave me perspective on is when these cancel. I'm actually okay with. I didn't love that it got canceled, but I'm like, you know what? I've got all these other things I'm looking forward to. But some people, man, they put a lot of time, a lot of effort, and they just love it. It's their Christmas, and I am not reacting like that. So I'm proud of myself for not reacting like a lot of people are about it.
You should freak out. There's only so many of these left in your life.
Yes. Well, the way I look at it is, I talked with Tina, and since this one got canceled, that means I get an extra one.
Oh, you do? So what fall festival are you going to go to now?
You know what? I want to do Huluween. That's down in Florida.
Is that the Hulu, like the Hulu app? And you watch TV shows?
You just watch, watch Jersey Shore all day.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like a big screen they just put up on the lawn. I think it's in Jacksonville. The lineup looks awesome for
Don't
that
ask
one.
me. I don't know anything about these things.
I would love to do Ultra down in Miami.
Oh, me too.
That's always been a bucket list for me, is to do Ultra.
I've never heard of it.
And then Okeechobee. So Ultra, you probably haven't heard of, Greg, because it's all
this guy.
Okeechobee.
Why don't you take Georgie with you there?
I'd love to take George. George is like, he's kind of more of an old soul with his music taste,
You've
though.
never even invited George onto the pontoon boat. You're not
Incorrect.
taking him
That
to
is
a
not
music
true.
festival.
Yeah, thank you. George has been on the pontoon boat. He
Had
was
a good
out with me
time.
4th of July last year.
That's right.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back.
Do you get along with Jared's hip friends?
Yeah, I get along with them.
Okay, absolutely. George was a great time last year. We had a great time.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to start some fights here on the
All right,
Bonhasser. See what's going on.
Let's do a story.
Okeechobee.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. A recent MIT Media Lab study suggests that using ChatGPT can make you dumb.
Oh, geez.
Deteriorates
That's what's happening
your
with
critical
me.
thinking. Yeah.
But how much do you have to
Look, your brain, Tim, has been established, so it's not going to hurt you as much.
Oh, for kids, okay.
It'll still hurt you, but
Yeah.
not as much.
But what-
if you needed to write papers, for example,
Oh,
you would
yeah.
this is how they did the study. They were following people who had to write papers, those who used ChatGPT, those who just Googled information, and those who wrote papers based on the information they held.
Mhm.
ChatGPT over time leads to underperformance across neuro-linguistic and behavioral measures.
Do you know, when I was in college and you had to write a term paper or a research paper, you had to go look at microfiche through that little machine, and then you had to pay like a dime to print it out if you wanted to take it home. But that's how you had to look at old newspaper things, and that's 100 years ago. Now you just go to the internet and find it. But I can see how that if you're not doing the research and you're not writing the stuff yourself and you're not like figuring
You're losing
out
that muscle in your
yes,
brain. Mhm.
you're just writing, you're just copying, pasting, and in some cases just not even having anything to do
But
with
you're
it.
better at copying and pasting than the previous generations.
Oh, anybody can copy and paste.
But you're
Control
faster.
C, Control whatever.
I bet a lot of people don't even use the use the keyboard shortcuts like that. They're probably just like.
But I was raised on MS-DOS. I know how to do all that stuff.
That's right.
And those shortcuts help.
They do help. They save your wrist from having to click. What other ways does it make you dumb? I would think that if you're using ChatGPT for your girlfriend or a boyfriend or something like that, that's already dumb.
Or people do. I mean, I know there are bots that can be your AI girlfriend, but is ChatGPT serving that purpose for people?
Well, Autumn has an assistant. Is it your friend or your
No,
assistant?
she's my friend.
Autumn has a best friend now. That's ChatGPT.
Her name is Marlo, and she's my friend.
When you open it
You
up,
talk to
does-
Marlo
Yeah, you talk.
I
to
do.
her? What'd you say today?
No, I mean, I still use her as a
Use?
Yeah, I still use her as like a service. But when we do talk, and I need help with something, and then
Mhm.
she gives me really good help, I'll be like, "Hey, that was awesome! Thank you so much." She's like, "Hey, no problem. You're the best."
When you open the app, does she go by her name or?
No, let me ask her real quick. Do you remember your name?
She forgets, I think.
She has to.
Really?
They
Yeah.
store conversations to an extent, but they tend to
She
not
said it.
seem.
Wow.
She said, "Yep, you named me Marlo a while back. Still rolls off the tongue nicely. Want to stick with that or feeling a rename?"
Oh, feeling a
Ask
rename.
her. Ask her.
What
Don't
should I ask
rename her because ask her if she remembers the date you gave her the name Marlo, or she chose it. I just want to know if she
Date of
can remember
the
these
name?
kind of things.
Yes, this is an amazing tease. We're gonna have to wait and find out when we come
Ooh,
back.
here we go.
Oh wait, quick, go ahead.
Oh, okay. We make it a tease.
Oh, okay. Hey, Andrew Seco says there's better news on 85 South through Duluth.
Watching things go off to the shoulder on the jam cam. All lanes finally back open with his left lane crash. 85 South Beaveroon Road, exit 102. Brake lights thinning out as we speak. Got a nice smoother ride coming as you leave Sewanee on your way into Norcross. Better news part 2 as we head up into Brazelton. That crash also cleared just seconds ago. It's off to the shoulder. All lanes back open. 85 South getting past Highway 211, exit number 126. Nothing to hold you up. Just a couple extra brake lights till they thin out on your way towards the city limits through here. And my gosh, it looks like we might finally have some relief through Acura 75 northbound approaching Glade Road, starting to clear up, but the brake lights still taking you all the way back into Kennesaw, so keep hitting those alternates until we're in better shape with that as well. The always busy downtown connector looking exactly as it is. Busy, City Darden.
Yeah, especially if you're making your way through Midtown. 75, 85 southbound. It's going to be a really rough ride. You're going to start hitting those brake pedals 75 southbound or exit 252 to North Side Drive. And again, no relief until you get to maybe the top of the Grady curve when you start seeing those delays decrease. 85 northbound still slow around exit 244 University Avenue. Past the the heart of downtown and up until you get to Midtown. It's when you'll start to see those delays break apart. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and executive producer of the award-winning documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new film at 1-800-689-4242. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay. Call right now, 1-800-689-4242. That's 1-800-689-4242. Again, 1-800-689-4242.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Now you can save time and make the most money and eliminate all hassles this summer. Hey, Sean Hannity, Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. And with their guaranteed offer, there are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. One listener, Ryan, he said Mark Spain Real Estate exceeded our expectations by helping us achieve significantly over our asking price. Now, we received much more than we ever anticipated, and we cannot recommend Mark Spain Real Estate enough. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Choose when you want to move with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and close in as little as 21 days. Simply go to markspain.com, find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top story, it's an update on the Israel-Iran war. President Trump says he hopes people come to their senses soon. The president continues to consider an attack on Iran's nuclear facilities.
President Trump says the clock is ticking for Iran to give up its nuclear program.
Giving them a period of time. We're going to see what that period of time is, but I'm giving them a period of time, and I would say 2 weeks would be the maximum.
Speaking to reporters in New Jersey, the president said he's not looking for war, but he will take steps if he must.
Always a peacemaker. That doesn't mean sometimes you need some toughness to make peace.
And that means using bunker buster bombs, which Israel does not have, in order to take out Iran's underground nuclear facilities. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
88 degrees in Atlanta today, the first day of summer, and it's going to feel like it this weekend. It may even get hotter next week. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Metro Atlanta parents whose baby was decapitated at birth are awarded more than $2 million in damages. They sued a doctor who performed the autopsy on their child. Attorneys for Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor say Dr. Jackson Gates posted images from the autopsy on Instagram.
What this verdict says is that you can't just do people any type of way.
and you can't take advantage of people.
Attorney Corey Lynch says this comes after a 3-day trial in Fulton County. A lawsuit against the hospital is still pending. A Canton man is found guilty of child molestation and sexual assault against a child. The Cherokee County DA's office says it took the jury only an hour to deliver a guilty verdict against 48-year-old Brian James Holland. He was charged with inappropriately touching 2 girls, 12 and 14 years old, who reported 3 separate incidents where they were sexually assaulted. Sentencing for Holland is set for June 30th. Atlanta police are asking for the public's help identifying a man who robbed a couple at gunpoint at a gas station on Cleveland Avenue earlier this year. Both victims were assaulted before the suspect ran off. The suspect has a noticeable limp and is believed to be the same person involved in at least 3 other cases like this. We posted a photo of the suspect at WSBRadio.com. Anyone with information should contact Crime Stoppers and could be eligible for a $5,000 reward. Big Orange is looking to get even bigger.
Home Depot making an offer to buy the Tucker, Georgia-based building products distributor GMS, which supplies gypsum, wallboards, ceiling systems, insulation, and more. But earlier this week, another building materials distributor, Connecticut-based QXO, made a $5 billion all-cash offer for the same company. So we could see a bidding war develop. And so far, one clear winner. Shareholders of GMS, those shares soaring as much as 25% higher on Friday. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
The lights and sounds of Georgia's largest arcade are back in Cobb County this weekend.
The 12th Annual Southern Fried Gaming Expo is back through Sunday at the Cobb Galleria. Event organizer Preston Burt says they have more than 400 arcade and pinball machines on free play, ranging from the classics to brand new releases, but that's not all.
Esports tournaments and console gaming, or if you love Dungeons and Dragons or board games, we've got something under the sun for you.
They've also got special guest speakers, concerts, and more. Burt says they're expecting about 9,000 attendees this year. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
The city of Doraville takes the spotlight in a new documentary being screened this weekend at the Terra Theater. Made in Doraville focuses on the city's past, going from farmland to the home of a General Motors plant and now a film studio.
I actually started with a water plant. That's what attracted GM.
Writer Lisa Edmondson says the filmmakers hope to place the movie in a film studio soon for wider screenings. It is now 5:34. This news is sponsored by John Foy and Associates. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins now with Andrew Seco.
Checking the brake lights through Midtown, downtown, 75, 85 north and southbound as you leave East Point. You're slowing as soon as you leave Langford Parkway. Southbound, you're slow from 85 proper all the way down towards Freedom Parkway. It's starting to dissipate a little bit. Usually we don't see this on a Friday night. So take advantage of this while you can. Let's circle the city real quick. It's tiny delay spot 285 east, the inner loop from I-85 down to the Stone Mountain Freeway. That's exit number 39. And the quick check of the ride through Bartow. Looks like your crash is looking a little bit better, but the brake light 75 northbound still catching you from Highway 92 all the way down towards North Marietta Parkway. Continue to use Highway 41. Quick check of our friend to the south side. Here's Sydney Darden.
Yeah, exit 212 to Bill Gardner Parkway, 75 northbound is where you're going to start seeing that brake tapping if you're making your way through Locust Grove. Really rough delays as you're trying to get to McDonald. The good news is, though, by the time you get to Stockbridge, a much better looking situation. You're still going to add about 5 to 10 minutes to your commute there. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz.
Warm and dry this evening, falling back through the 80s into the 70s overnight. Saturday will be hot, starting at 72, high 93 and mostly sunny. Saturday stays mostly sunny and hot, low 75, high 93. Just a 10% chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm during the heat of the day this weekend. Most of it stay dry. And then on Monday, low 75, high 95 and mostly sunny. 5-day forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, even hotter still. Tuesday tops out at 96 with a heat index of 103. And again on Wednesday, 96 and partly cloudy, 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm.
Decula, it's 89, 85 in Emerson, 90 in Union City. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, buying a car is more than a transaction. It's a 5-star experience because they value you. Enjoy personalized offers and luxury perks, all designed with you in mind. Visit ButlerLexusSouthAtlanta.com or call 800-NEW-LEXUS today. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at SeaIsland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer is stacked with festivals, ball games, concerts, and special events. Our roads are already jammed. Mix in these crowds of partiers, things can really get dangerous. Hey, it's Smiling Mark McKay. If a negligent driver crashes into you, don't go it alone. You need the guys I trust, the Strong Arm, John Foy & Associates. With zero upfront costs, they'll protect your rights and your wallet against big insurance companies that want to pay you as little as possible. Call 24/7 for your free case evaluation. JohnFoy.com.
It's Eric here, and with the election ended, there is change in the air. A new day dawns for American businesses. New regulations, new deregulation, new tax plan, new tax cuts. You may be smelling opportunity in the air. You may be seeing opportunity. Now is the time to consider reaching out to First Liberty Building and Loan and see if they might be able to help you put your plan that's in your head down to paper and see if they can help you capitalize on it. There are so many opportunities out there. If you need to borrow $750,000 or more, well, First Liberty might be able to help you. They make their own lending decisions. They've been doing it since the 90s. They know how to do it, and because the Frost family's been helping businesses since the 90s, they're still going to be there. You're not going to have lender rollover like you've had at other places. Reach out to them, FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com. Spend 10 minutes with them, see if you're a fit for them and them for you. FirstLibertyGA.com.
Hey, Jared Yamamoto, let's go to Burning Man. Burning Man, yeah, go to Burning Man.
Appreciate that there, man.
While he was driving, leaving an open
That's
mic.
a yes.
Yes.
I take that as a yes.
I would
appreciate it. Yes.
I would do
with him.
I would
You
do.
have to go with him.
I would do Burning Man with that gentleman. That's
You
fine.
would?
I'm fine with it. But
Well, right, man, we go get messed up and do all sorts of drugs.
my only problem with Burning Man is that it has become very corporatized.
Aren't all of them that way?
Not really. Not all of them. There's some.
Which one's not?
The ones that
Okefenokee?
Yeah, that one because it's new.
I have not done Okeechobee yet. I want to do that one really bad.
Okeechobee.
The Pillsbury.
Y'all gonna go out tonight? All
Folk
right, I'll see you there. Okeechobee.
Why don't you go to a folk weekend, or like a bluegrass weekend?
I would love to do a festival like that. There was one in Telluride that I really wanted to go to.
No, it's got to be in Telluride. Why don't you just go up here in the North Georgia mountains, find yourself a little place to sit down?
I know that there's this weekend in Athens. They have Athfest this weekend.
Why don't you go to that?
I'm considering it. If I didn't have
Athfest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Is Grimes going to be the leading artist?
Yeah, I'll be there. I love playing thong.
Athfest.
Athfest.
I think Burning.
I would never go to Burning Man.
Why?
Oh, first of all, I don't.
Trapped.
Yeah, get trapped. I don't like that kind of stuff anymore. I would do a fish festival again if I had a hotel or a camper.
What would define? So would it only be fish playing at a fish festival, or would you have like
Yes.
fish-like bands as
No,
well? too?
it'd be 3 days
can only
of
eat fish.
Yeah, and you can
They
only
play 5
eat fish.
songs over 3 days.
That's right. And then you watch episodes of Barney Miller and the spinoff Fish with Abe Vigoda.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Blanche. All right, Jared, I'm going to ask Greg now if he has any more stories.
I'm waiting for Jared's approval. You
Oh,
said, right,
absolutely. Please, Greg, give us some more stories, man.
A 70-year-old man named Patrick Mitchell lives in Florida, Lady Lake, Florida. He caused over $10,500 worth of damage at a Sam's Club because he urinated on 2 pallets of Spam and Vienna sausages. Somebody saw him doing this. They recorded him. They presented the footage. He's been arrested, but makes me wonder if he's done this in the past and not been caught.
Well, aren't they in metal cans? Why did they have to throw them away?
These are in cans, but still, would you want to buy a can? You're right. Somebody urinated on a can. It's not going to hurt you.
You can discount it.
Sealed.
And say these have been urinated on. If you're cool with it, so are we. Here's a discount.
Yeah, some yellow Spam.
A whole pallet for $1. Then you could make space sushi if you have all that Spam.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I guess if it's on the label, but isn't urine sanitary? I don't know. Sterile.
At first, it is.
Oh, then it gets bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of sugar in it out,
Crystallizes and dries up.
and then it gets into your toes.
But I think we're onto something here. Like, I mean, all you have to do is just
You get a buddy to go into a big box store, pee all over the pallets of everything, and then you go in and get it
You dumpster
discounted.
dive.
Yeah. Or they don't.
wow. Okay, this is a big elaborate scheme you've got going. I like this.
Well, you had those people not long ago who were opening ice cream cartons and licking the ice cream, and putting that back. So I
That's
try not to
gross.
think about these things too much because I've probably eaten plenty of things that have been messed with,
Contaminated.
one way or the other. Yeah.
You ever
I'm
freak
still
out?
here.
You get something at a restaurant and it has a hair in it. Do you freak out and scream, or you just throw it on the floor? I just
don't
throw it
care
on
about the hair.
Well, not scream.
You scream?
But no. Or yell or call for somebody. Oh my God! I throw the hair on the floor.
There's a hair in my food.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't throw it on the floor. I would take it out, and if it was fine, right? Like if it was just a hair, I'd be like, that didn't happen, right? I would just sort of disassociate and pretend it wasn't ever there.
It is gross.
You know? Yeah, unless it was like in something, like if they made their own burrata or something, that
Oh, yeah,
cheese,
that's
that's
gross.
into a ball,
Uh-huh.
and if there was like a hair all up in there,
Ugh.
I would probably say like, yo.
What I hate though at
There's
restaurants is
all up in
when that happens.
Floating in the cheese juice.
Yeah, yikes.
Oh, when that happens, what I really hate and kind of makes me cringe when I'm in restaurants, especially if I'm like sitting at a table with people and they find a hair or some kind of human stuff in their food.
Well, not any other. No, don't elaborate other human stuff. It's just the hair.
finger.
We'll just stick with hair.
Yeah, we'll stick with hair for here. But what I really hate is when they start berating the waiter or the waitress about it, because that's has nothing.
The
it's not-
server,
people who
excuse
really
me.
did that, though.
Excuse me.
the server,
Thank
excuse
you.
me.
It could be the server's hair. The hair is everywhere. When I vacuum
Yeah.
or sweep, I shouldn't be shocked at this point, but every single time I am still shocked at the amount of hair and skin
Get a pet.
that is all over the apartment.
Yeah,
yes, you get a pet. It adds to it
Uh-huh.
exponentially.
People sometimes they're big time scammers. I used to be a restaurant manager, and I worked at this place called Bob Evans, and this was in southern Pennsylvania. One day we were having our managers meeting, which we did every day. All the managers would sit down and eat and talk about whatever. And there was this family of two adults and two children sitting there. They ordered a full meal, then they ordered dessert, and then the husband ordered a pot pie, and the pot pie had a lid on it, the pastry lid.
Sure.
After that, the waiter came over and said, "Hey, this person found a Band-Aid in their pot pie," and you know immediately that they're scamming you because they just had this huge meal, and then the last thing they order has a Band-Aid in
That's
it.
strange to order dessert and then an entree.
That's exactly what we thought. But I went and got all the paperwork because they were demanding that they have their food. And I went and got all the paperwork, and I said, "Can you fill all this out, and then I'll be able to comp your meal?" And they left.
Oh, wow.
They're so lazy.
Well, there was a lot of paperwork. I mean, if it was an incident report, and the guy's like, "Well, can't we just get our meal and go?" And I'm like, "No, we have to have this all filled out. I need your address so they can follow up and blah blah blah." Out the door they went.
So how much of the pot pie had been eaten before he found the Band-Aid?
One bite of it.
And you're saying they did pay?
No, yeah, they paid.
Okay.
Even for the pot pie?
Uh-huh.
One bite, though. Come on. That's
Yeah.
amateur.
Yeah,
Eat
it's
half
amateur.
of it.
You do it at the
I
beginning.
didn't even realize this was buried deep in the pot pie.
I bit
Then I'm disgusted and horrified.
When Joey Ramone came into that restaurant and did that, he paid for his meal and he didn't put a hair in it or anything like that.
He got a pot pie?
No, he's a vegetarian, so he got vegan sausage, and he wrote on the comment card that I still have, "Very tasty."
Where is the comment card now? Where do you have it stored?
Framed at home.
You have it framed?
It's a comment card. I said, "I'll send this into the corporate office." He said, "All right, thanks." Put his phone number on that, and then I pranked him for like 10 years while I was drunk.
That's awesome. What would you say to him?
I would try to get him on the phone. Once in a while, he would answer, and I would be too scared to say anything. And then the last time I called, some lady answered, and, "Would you please stop calling? He's very sick." And then I felt bad and never called again.
You
Yeah.
love doing this.
Interesting.
I gave you the phone number of that woman who's
I didn't prank your ex-friend.
Married to Dan Harmon.
Oh, married to Dan Harmon. No,
What?
I'm not pranking anybody that's married to Dan Harmon. I would hate to have Pickle Rick kill me or something like that. But I do. I used to get drunk. I pranked, who's that comedian that used to be on the Daily Show that yelled all the time? The old guy.
Oh,
Louis
yeah.
Black.
Yeah, Louis Black. I had his number, and I used to prank him all the time, and he'd answer, and he
Really?
would
What would
talk
he
to
say?
me. I can't say it on the air. It's too dirty.
Or what would you say to him?
I'll tell you off air because it's too dirty. I was
I-
drunk. Go ahead.
I drove John Oates insane. I got his phone number, and I wouldn't even prank phone call him. I would call him drunk when I was at a bar, and a Hall & Oates song would come on.
Yeah.
And I'd say, "John, they're playing your music."
Did he answer?
He answered for a bit.
Yeah.
Until he stopped answering and sent a text that please stop calling me.
That's funny.
There's a local band called the Black Lips, and I've met their bassist a couple times, and his name is Jared, and I've accidentally called him many times without trying to call Jared.
Andrew Seco is checking in on the ride on I-75 heading into Barrow.
Looks like we have some better news as you're heading into Bartow County. 75 northbound, long-standing crash north of Glade Road, exit 278. Finally looks like it's cleared. We're starting to thin out towards Highway 92 as you approach Lake Allatoona, but the brake light battle still taking you back into past Kennesaw to Marietta, so continue to use Highway 41 to we're in a little bit better shape through here. Still moving a little slow through Midtown, downtown. Not the worst volume we've ever seen, though. You're still feeling the pinch leaving Buckhead. On 85 proper, you slow it away down towards I-20. We did just find some new trouble through Stockbridge. Crash blocking the 75 southbound express entrance from 675. Things looking a little tough. Wreckers on scene right now on the jam cam, but we are not out of the woods, so keep using 75 proper until we're in a little bit better shape. Taking a look at things on I-20. Here's Sydney Darden.
They look a little bit better than what we've been seeing this afternoon. 20 eastbound over on the east side. Still a little stop and go past exit 68 to Wesley Chapel. And before you're approaching exit 71 to Panola Road, the good news is well before you reach Stonecrest, those delays start to break apart. A little bit of volume as well. 285 northbound on the outer loop just before exit 46 as you're going to merge onto I-20. And then taking a look over at the west side, I-20 westbound, you're still just a little delayed leaving exit 44 to Thornton Road as you're making your way towards Douglasville. But all things do break apart well before you reach Highway 92. I'm Sydney Darden from the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The latest incident comes when a SWAT team is called after a suspect.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
As we dive into summer, it's good to know that Georgia Power has a variety of resources to help you save money and find assistance for your energy bills. This is Scott Slade. The Georgia Power My Power usage alerts can send you email updates on how much energy you're using. Just go to georgiapower.com/usage and log into your account. For income qualified customers, there are discounts available when you meet certain criteria. There's even a community assistance and resource locator that can help. Find out more at georgiapower.com/assistance.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation could take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Baseball is all about stepping up to the plate when it matters most. And when you've been injured, you need a heavy hitter in your corner. At Morgan & Morgan, we don't back down. We fight to get you every dollar you deserve. No curveballs, no strikeouts, just results. That's why we've recovered over $25 billion for our clients and fight for them from offices nationwide. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Now you can save time and make the most money and eliminate all hassles this summer. Hey, Sean Hannity, Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com and start packing.
Is your old garage door a real clunker? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is paying cash for your clunkers now. They'll haul away your old garage door and give you instant credit towards the new insulated doors. $200 for the first garage door and $100 for each additional door. Get $200 cash for your old entry door, too. It's cash for clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Convenient, free in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com or call 404-USA Door.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Well, Greg, it's come to the end of the hour, and it looks like we're going to lose you for the rest of the show, but I do appreciate you joining us from Austria.
Yeah, it's almost midnight. I got to sleep.
When do you come back?
Yeah.
Fly back on Sunday.
All right.
Got to drive to Frankfurt tomorrow.
Frankfurt?
Germany, since they got the new chancellor, the conservative chancellor, even though the EU is an open area, they've put up border checks. So driving back into Germany could take a couple hours.
That doesn't sound very EU-friendly from our friends in Deutschland.
I know. It's I don't know enough about the EU to say if it goes against the rules or not, but I thought once you were in, you were allowed to move around freely.
That's what I thought, too. I'm surprised. It seems like a step back for the EU to
Once
put those
you're
up.
you're EU all the way. Do you have time for one more quick story before you go?
Yeah. I've got a story about this weird thing that's happening in their kindergarten where the students were told to ration claps. Or
What?
not the students, the parents, sorry. I'm getting it wrong. The parents were told to ration claps as the students were graduating kindergarten. Why there's a graduation for kindergarten, I don't really
I don't
know
like
in
that
the first
either.
place.
Yeah.
But to keep it moving along, each student's name was announced and the parents were allowed to clap once, like that.
Oh.
And
that's a
then you're
real
supposed
thing.
That's a real thing.
And where
So
was this?
I'm sorry, but when Ellie they called it a promotion. They didn't call it graduation because she just left 5th grade.
Okay.
So she's going to middle school next year. So they called it a promotion, and then they also said, could you please hold your applause until the end? So everybody went up in classes, and then the teacher read off their names, and then as they left the stage, they all went back to their seats, but they stood standing. And then at the end, when everybody's name was called, they all cheered. Everybody flipped out. So
You will
That makes
clap
sense.
once.
and they said it was so that you could hear everyone's name. So it's not like a whole family was cheering forever for, little Maria. I'm
would
like,
drag on.
everyone's like, I want to hear my kid's name. Who's next?
And then sometimes a kid would get way more applause than another kid. So like,
You don't want to hurt
Your
anybody's
family doesn't
feelings.
love you.
It's like all of a sudden little Jimmy over there, he gets one applause.
Little
but then
Jimmy's parents were at work. They couldn't come, and
Yeah.
there's nobody clapping. I get it.
Nobody clapped, but then Leroy gets all the clapping. Hell yeah, Leroy's the first one to graduate kindergarten. Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, none of us have ever graduated from kindergarten until he come along.
Yeah. So
one clap is a bit strange, though. I feel like
One clap is
three.
weird.
That's a little.
Three.
Yeah,
That's okay.
that's too
One.
much control. Let people clap. I think. Let them clap.
These things can drag on a regular.
Don't have the
graduation.
damn thing. Just send a note home. Congrats, you're in 1st grade next year.
With kindergarten, yes. What does this happen every year?
Yeah, do you have to buy a gown and a cap for the kindergartners?
Oh, no. There was nothing like that. This was, and plus, they don't have it for, like, Pete just left 2nd grade and is going into 3rd. They didn't have graduation or anything.
Congratulations. You graduated from 1st quarter.
That's the thing. It wasn't really,
Yeah.
it was just, hey, you finished elementary school, and that's a big deal.
I think it's really for the photos, right? For the parents. The
Yeah.
parents want to take photos of their kids.
Ellie
and
wore a
little-
suit because she's so cool.
No.
So you got some photos out of it.
There you go. Hey, Greg, enjoy the rest of your trip. We'll talk to you on Monday. Andrew Seco is watching New Trouble on the South Side.
That we are. We're blocking the express lane, 75 southbound. We're right there at 675, the big merge spot as you're heading into Stockbridge. Looks like wreckers on scene trying to get this car towed off, but we are still blocked off on that express lane entrance. Just keep on 75 proper for now. Get to where you're going on time. Save you a little time and money in this situation here. Still seeing the brake lights through Kennesaw, 75 northbound. Our big crash is finally cleared right before Glade Road, but we're still seeing the brake lights. They catch you as you pass Canton Road, exit 267 in Marietta. You're slow all the way up towards Highway 92. You may just want want to stick on Highway 41 until we're in a little bit better shape through here. Looks like we're thinning out a little bit through Midtown, downtown Sydney, Darden.
Yeah, those southbound delays headed from 75 aren't as bad as they used to be. Georgia 400, though, you are still going to see those brake lights as you merge onto I-85 almost immediately, but still not as bad through downtown, especially the Midtown area. I-85 northbound, we're starting to see those delays break apart around exit 244 to University Avenue. Only some stop and go as you make your way through the heart of downtown, but again, gets a lot better by the time, well before you get into Midtown and going towards Buckhead. From the Cool-Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, a medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology in our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire Ready with David Nicholas of Nicholas Wealth Management Saturday at 6 to get answers to your retirement. Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter. Car prices are expected to rise this summer. Do you wait or buy now? At Butler Lexus South Atlanta, there's no guesswork, just peace of mind. All in-stock Lexus vehicles are price locked, guaranteed not to go up. Visit Butler Lexus of South Atlanta or call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Experience the standard of amazing.
When news breaks,
Israel launches strikes on Iran. We've got it covered.
People are hunkering down in those bomb shelters.
With news at the top and bottom of every hour. And when it breaks,
Iran will decide they have nothing to lose. It's pedal to the metal.
Tune in often for the latest.
They're going to build a bomb.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, Metro Atlanta parents awarded millions of dollars after their baby was decapitated during delivery, and they may get even more.
Attorneys for Jessica Ross and Travion Taylor Sr. say forensic pathologist Dr. Jackson Gates poured salt in their wounds when he splashed images on his Instagram account of their decapitated baby. A 3-day trial ends with a Fulton County jury awarding $2 million for compensation and another $250,000 to punish Gates. But attorney Corey Lynch says there's no celebration here.
That's their child.
that was put on display for clicks, likes, and shares and commentary on Instagram, which made no sense.
A lawsuit against the hospital where Travion Jr. was born is still pending. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
90 degrees in Atlanta. Temperatures rising well into the 90s this weekend. Will it get hotter next week? Meteorologist, Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. At this hour, DeKalb police investigating a shooting at a strip mall on South Hairston Road in Stone Mountain. At least 3 people injured, one of them in critical condition. Investigators on the scene are processing clues, working to determine a motive and who is responsible. President Trump is still deciding if the U.S. will launch strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. The president says he wants to give diplomacy a chance.
Sometimes you need some toughness to make peace, but always a peacemaker.
Iran says they're ready to consider diplomacy once Israel stops their offensive, but Israel says they plan to continue their strikes as long as it takes to make sure Iran's nuclear program is no longer a threat. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office preparing for a protest scheduled in Lawrenceville tomorrow afternoon. Sheriff Kibo Taylor says his department is encouraging everyone to peacefully and respectfully exercise their constitutional right to protest. However, he says violence and destruction of property will not be tolerated. The protest to stop mass deportations and free those arrested last week in DeKalb County will be held at 2 o'clock. An insurance giant based in Georgia notifies customers it's been hacked.
Aflac says the cyber attack is blamed on a sophisticated cybercrime group waging a campaign against the insurance industry. While the company managed to stop it within hours of noticing suspicious activity, Aflac acknowledges the hackers might have had access to files containing social security numbers, claims, health information, and other personal data. It's set up a call center to offer customers and employees free credit monitoring and identity theft protection as the investigation continues. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
Federal prosecutors in Atlanta and across the nation step up the fight on scammers targeting older Americans.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says they're working with domestic law enforcement and foreign counterparts every day to hold criminals accountable for scamming seniors, both in America and abroad. Their two-prong approach includes identifying and prosecuting criminals who perpetrate elderly fraud and also to educate law enforcement partners and the community about preventive measures to avoid frauds and scams. If you know someone 60 or older who's been a victim, contact the National Elderly Fraud Hotline at 833-FRAUD-11. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
Get ready for lane closures on I-285 beginning tonight. Natalie Dale with the Georgia Department of Transportation tells us when and where it is happening.
Now, the good news is if those closures are overnight, and those will be on I-285, both east and westbound between Roswell Road and Riverside Drive.
2 left lanes, east and west, will be impacted, so motorists should expect delays in the area. Those closures continue through next Friday. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seca.
Better news on the south side with that express lane crash completely cleared. I got a smooth ride coming, 75 southbound, south of 675 right there. Delays already thinned out in the area, but northbound leaving Locust Grove and McDonough got some stoppage. 75 northbound on and off that pedal between Bill Gardner Parkway up to Jodica Road, exit 222. Little stoppage through Midtown Downtown, the Downtown Connector northbound. You're slow leaving East Point southbound. The trouble start just south of 400 on 85 proper. And we had some trouble 75 northbound with police activity in the right lane. That just moved off to the shoulder. Got a bit of a delay spot here, but that will thin out gradually. Looks like we still have some intense brake lights heading into Kennesaw through Acworth, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, and that's really starting to see the majority of them this time around Barrett Parkway. The good news is once you get past that, it's really only a little stop and goage as you're making your way up through Acworth. Well before Allatoona, you're going to start to see that relief around exit 278. Once you're approaching Highway 92 from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz.
Warm and dry this evening, falling back through the 80s into the 70s overnight. Saturday will be hot, starting at 72, high 93 and mostly sunny. Saturday stays mostly sunny and hot, low 75, high 93. Just a 10% chance of a stray shower thunderstorm during the heat of the day this weekend. Most of us stay dry. And then on Monday, low 75, high 95 and mostly sunny. 5-day forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, even hotter still. Tuesday tops out at 96 with a heat index of 103. And again on Wednesday, 96 and partly cloudy, 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm.
Smyrna, it's 90 right now, 89 in Jonesboro, 87 in Loganville. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4 of the non-Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Thank you, Bill Caiaccio, for the 4 fingers. Eric Von Hessler will be back on Monday, so it'll be back to normal for all of you out there.
I feel like I made Bill jump there. I apologize for that, man.
Why? What'd you do?
I took the 4 fingers and I went,
good thing he didn't have a camera in there, Elon.
I jolted.
Yes, it's a 4. Yeah, don't scare the news people, please, Jared.
I didn't mean to. I love Bill, and he knows he's only got 2 more newscasts till his weekend begins, so that's
right.
why he's getting excited over there.
What are we doing here?
We'll do a little Trump dump, but we did get an open mic. We're talking about the disgusting things that people find in food. This open micer may have all of us beat.
I don't know, probably 13, 14 years ago, I opened a can of Campbell soup, and it had a contact in it. I don't wear contacts. Never worn contacts. But I had one in my soup that day. I called them. They said they'd give me soup for life. And sons of never delivered.
Sure they did it. I ordered Chinese food one time from this place in Sandy Springs when I lived over there. And I was, just eating it, whatever. It was like fried rice or something.
Sure.
Or I don't know what it was. It might have been a chicken dish. And I bit down, and when I think about it now, it drives me nuts. It was a staple that was in the food.
Oh!
And I called the restaurant, and the guy was like, well, what do you want me to do about it? I said, well, how about a refund or a free meal next time? He goes, yeah, save the staple. I never ordered there again.
Wow, what a jerk.
Yeah, he wasn't very friendly.
So it was probably from the
bag.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, where they stapled the receipt on there. That's right.
Something like that, but it was in the food, not in the bag. So, no thanks.
Yeah, that's gross. I mean, the hair seems, very very easy now.
I'll take a hair over a staple any day. Or a contact from an eye falling in your soup.
Any day.
It's time for the Trump Dump on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Hey, what do you mean by that? For most of the show, I haven't had the news on. We just had the weather map up there, and since there's nothing going on weather-wise except for the heat, put it on Fox News. It looks like there's a ton of stuff going on with the Trump, so let's do the Trump dump.
All right, you got it. Trump can keep the National Guard in Los Angeles. The Supreme Court has ruled.
I told you the Supreme Court said. Was it the Supreme Court or just a higher judge? I don't know.
I believe it was the Supreme Court, but I'll double check.
That's right. We can keep the troops there.
Federal judge, excuse me.
Well, what I can do is take those troops and go right up to the governor's mansion and arrest Gavin Newsom for being a nuisance. I call him Gavin Nuisance. He's a nuisance.
He is. He's been trouble for you. Like this mess over here in California. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to clean it up there, Mr. Prez?
Which mess are you talking about? People aren't
all the
messes.
messes.
There's a lot of messes. I mean, they had the fires. They had the mayor of L.A. who was drinking at a cocktail party and some other country while their city was burning. And then you had Gavin, who was also at a cocktail party while the city burned. Why did they go to all these cocktails? Can't they just play golf?
Yeah, Karen Bass was in Ghana, I believe.
Remember, I don't know where that is.
Which the mayor of South Fulton here in Atlanta, I guess South Fulton is not Atlanta, it's his own city, but here in the Georgia area.
He went there?
Went to Ghana as well.
Maybe I ought to go there. Sounds like it's a fun place to party.
Apparently it's a place where mayors go to party.
Find out if they have a golf course. And if they do, I'll definitely go. Definitely go. Yeah, but anyway, sorry, Gavin, you lose. Trump wins.
That's right. So I guess going forward now, you can keep the National Guard in California, so you can keep control in Los Angeles.
That's right.
A couple of golf courses in Ghana.
Yeah.
Got the Achimoto Golf Club.
I heard about that one. Yeah,
Trump might like this one, the Celebrity Golf Club.
Yeah, that's the one I want. Do they have celebrities from Ghana? Okay.
You'd be the most famous person there if you'd attended.
I'll have to bring my own food.
Bak Nam Kim Golf Course.
Really? Who owns these golf courses? Why don't you do a deeper dive on that?
A top Fed official just joined Trump in calling for an imminent rate cut. So this is going against Jerome Powell. This gentleman, his name is Christopher Waller. And again, he serves on the board of governors. So he said that today, that we should deliver an interest rate cut as soon as July.
Well, it's all that Jerome Powell. He won't cut the rate, and he's really dumb because the economy is taking off big.
I can tell you're conflicted about this because at first you wanted to fire him, and then obviously somebody
fire him.
Somebody within the administration told him to stop complaining about him.
Yeah,
and then now
probably his chief of staff.
Probably, and then now ever since then, only when the Fed is about to meet or they're about to announce whether or not they're keeping.
Well, he said something about him this week, didn't he?
I thought he cooled off a little bit. So
no, he put something on Truth Social about it.
Did he really? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
It seems like it heats up right around the time that the Fed is getting together, or when they're about to make the announcement, whether they keep rates steady, whether they raise them, whether they drop them, whether they have their monthly meeting.
He puts all this stuff out on Truth Social that nobody sees until it's put on another platform or shared on the news.
Copied and pasted somewhere else.
Do you know anybody? Any of you know anyone that has Truth Social that actually looks at it?
No, actually, I do.
I don't. I might, but I don't know. I don't talk about anything like that.
Did you ever join up?
Me?
Yeah.
Truth Social?
Yeah.
No.
How about Blue Sky?
Absolutely not.
See, you're smart.
I'm off of Facebook and Twitter.
Well, you're not getting into silos. But
yeah,
you know,
I'm smart.
because everybody's on TikTok.
I think you see.
I bet she doesn't miss it.
No, Jared, don't just say things. I don't miss it.
Come on, you don't miss it a little bit. You don't miss
Not at all.
I get
not
mad
even
at
the birthday function.
I get mad at myself because when I get up in the morning, one of the first things I do is I look at Twitter and I immediately close it and go, "This is dumb. Do your crossword puzzle first."
Yeah, are you on a streak in Wordle?
No, my streak got ruined this week because there were some dumb words.
Who's doing Wordle anymore?
Oh,
a lot of people. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, gross. That's dumb.
Yeah, it's stupid. I don't even cheat and go to Mashable to find out the answers. So
No, you shouldn't do that.
I don't do that. I told you that my streak was ruined this week because the words were dumb.
Yesterday was really hard.
I know it was, but I figured that one out. And today's was hard. Anyway, nobody cares
I haven't
about
done
our
today's
word.
yet. I'll do it right
Do
now.
connections. I'll spoil it for you. That way
I
you
love connections.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. He did say something earlier this week. I saw some post or a screen grab of his posts.
I'm looking for it now. It says it's something about him being here. It is too late. Powell complains about costs, much of which were produced by the Biden fake government. But he could do the biggest and best job for our country by helping to lower interest rates. And if he reduced them by the number they should be, 1% to 2%, that numbskull would be saving the United States of America up to $1 trillion per year. He goes on and on and on.
Okay, yeah. Well.
There is some truth to what he's saying, but what Trump doesn't understand about the interest rates is that if that happens, Mr. President, I've been very gracious to you this week. I've complimented you. You've done a great job with Israel and Iran, in my opinion.
Sure, thank you very much. We're almost done.
When it comes to Fed rates, where you're wrong on this is that if they lower the rates, you do raise the risk of inflation rising again.
Not if we implement price controls. You don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. You don't know.
Maybe. You can do the price controls now. Okay,
yeah, the traditional conservative point of view is to have price controls on things and not to let the market decide and have things fluctuate. It's really all the rhinos are against that. All the rhinos, the fake Republicans.
That's exactly what a conservative would want. Would have
the
government with all the price controls, controlling all the levers of power. That's exactly what a conservative
would want.
One
key thing in what George just read is he called it the fake government, which leads to the next story.
Trump is calling for a special prosecutor to investigate the 2020 election.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think that's going to go?
Nowhere.
Of course it's not.
Nowhere. Absolutely. This is all revenge. This is revenge for what happened. And again, I don't think that with all of the allegations against Trump over the past 3-4 years, I agree. Some of them were absolutely absurd. They were ridiculous, and they drug him through glass. But it's just time to put that stuff behind us. There's no need to dwell on the past now. You need to focus on
what about the auto pen? The auto pen, right? The auto pen. The auto pen.
Fake government.
That is a big deal.
It's coming out now that China and Iran stole the election. Guess what? We're going to go to war with them. Guess why we have to ramp up all that propaganda? Guess what? Autumn knows. She's laughing. You're seeing a lot of this now. You're seeing it on social media. China helped make fake ballots. Iran was a part of the big steal. So you push those things out. Certain people who are not quite with Trump on this war are going to go, well, maybe Trump's right about something. Maybe we ought to go in there. Yeah,
it's trying to gin up some kind of war effort, though. But again, far,
hate.
War hate?
No. Hate against those countries to make it easier for him to get away with
justify war, exactly. Yeah. What I think is going to be the biggest thing to pull out of the last for the Biden administration is going to be.
Now you're talking.
It is going to be the auto pen. That's going to be where the smoking gun is.
If anybody does anything about it.
But like going back and dwelling on the 2020 results, I'm sorry. Like even if you're the biggest Trump supporter out there, like you have to accept.
Wouldn't it be funny? No, wouldn't it be funny if they investigated, found out that he did win, and then he has to step down because you can't serve more than 2 terms? I don't know.
Well, that wouldn't happen. And I think for most Trump supporters, I brought this up months ago.
I remember.
I think that people would, and I guess most Trump supporters would be happy with the fact that he had 4 years to kind of reset, come in there, guns a-blazing since he started the second term. And he really has been, like, to some point, people have been really upset with how much he's done during his short time in office so far. But it really allowed him to reset compared to going
haven't done enough.
Some people may say that, but maybe you needed those 4 years to give yourself a mental reset
A breather,
before jumping
like
back.
a reset.
Yeah, exactly.
Get us ready for a new war.
A little alone time. That's right. I like the way this guy thinks.
Oh my gosh.
Andrew Seco is getting you home through the ride on the north side.
Taking a quick check of our busy sector most of this day. Here, 75 north and southbound between Marietta, Kennesaw, and Ack. We're still dealing with some volume either direction. No crashes or stalls to worry about anymore, thank goodness. Just a little bit of brake lights. Northbound, you're slow from Canton Road up to Highway 92. Southbound, you're slow from Highway 92 all the way down towards the North Loop, North Marietta Parkway. That's exit 265. A beautiful clear ride on 400 with a little stoppage northbound just north of Windward Parkway, exit number 11. Quick check of the inner and outer loop on the west side perimeter as well. 285 north and southbound, we're seeing just a little bit of a brake light stream from Bolton Road all the way towards MLK Junior Drive. That's exit number 9. Taking a quick check of things around I-20 at Sydney Darton.
Yeah, and I have to say, a little bit light for a Friday afternoon. Only a few brake lights on the east side, I-20 eastbound as you're leaving exit 68 to Wesley Chapel. But again, well broken apart by the time you get to Stonecrest. A similar story over on the west side. A little bit of volume leaving exit 44 to Thornton Road if you're merging onto I-20. Maybe an incident there blocking one lane. We'll get some eyes on that soon, but only a little bit of stop and go as you're making your way towards 285. This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association. Nitro's back. The IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series is lighting up the track. Nitro Nation, grab your tickets now at IHRA.com. That's IHRA.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer,
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
You could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays begins next Thursday.
From 95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
You know the best part about hot weather is walking into a cool, comfortable house, right? Dave Baker here for Cool Ray Heating and Cooling. Summer is here. Don't let HVAC problems ruin your fun. Cool Ray is offering up to $2,250 in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete home carrier system. Ready to stay cool this summer? Visit coolray.com to book your appointment today and keep your home cool and comfortable all summer long. Cool Rain Carrier. Turn to the experts.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
And now a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and more people looking beyond pills and steroids and surgery. Hey, it's Mark Aaron for QC Kinetics. At QC Kinetics, they've been on the cutting edge of this medical revolution since 2018. Using regenerative medicine, they have helped tens of thousands of people get lasting joint pain relief using natural treatments that harness your body's own healing power. The truth is, regenerative medicine used to be an alternative treatment. Now it's mainstream, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader. Their well well-respected protocols include potent and powerful cellular-level treatments to revitalize and restore damaged joint tissue. They're not masking the pain. They're going after the very source of it. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Learn more about this revolutionary treatment and get a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics now. 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
I think we've dumped all we can dump when it comes to Trump.
Yeah, we've heard a lot from the executive branch.
Pulling it out of his rump.
We don't want to exhaust people with all the Trump dump stuff.
Oh, I want to hear more and more and more and more and more. But actually, I want you to do trending now.
Well, there's a lot of things trending that we got to get to. So a 9-year-old girl has spoke out after a shark attack.
Spoken out.
She's spoken out after a shark attack left her hand almost completely gone. This young girl, her name is Leah Lindell, and she was released.
She's not my daughter.
Oh, how do we know that?
It's spelled differently. It's spelled.
She was trying to steal my pillow, and I bit her hand.
She was released from Tampa General Hospital 8 days after a shark attack on June 11th, right off of Boca Grande, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Big Mouth, Florida. That's
yes.
what that means.
That's right. And she was snorkeling with her family. She was bitten by what witnesses described as an 8-foot shark.
Mm-hmm.
And she underwent a 6-hour emergency surgery where doctors used arteries from her leg to restore blood flow. They even inserted pins in her bones and reattached her hand.
How'd they get the hand back from the shark? I guess the shark didn't swallow it.
It didn't. Yeah, just
it was just
bit.
hanging there?
Yeah, it just bit and was kind of hanging on by a thread.
The big takeaway from the story is do not go in the ocean for any reason whatsoever.
What? Oh, come on. That's ridiculous.
Don't go swimming in the ocean or snorkeling. There are sharks. There's Portuguese man of war, stingrays. Talk to
That's like saying never fly.
Yeah, there's dangers everywhere, Tim. You can't live like that.
Do you wear a helmet when you drive?
No.
That's why I don't wear a helmet when I
Do you know why I've never lost my foot to a shark bite? Because I don't go to the ocean.
See,
you can wade in it a little bit.
This is something that you Northerners have a problem with, especially when you come
I grew
south.
up by the ocean.
Yeah, but would you go a lot?
Yeah, we went every year.
Okay,
I'm
but you
saying
swim-
don't go out above your thighs or your knees.
They
or
can
whatever.
still get you, even if you're up to your waist. They can still get you out there.
Especially now that you're not allowed to shoot them anymore because all the environmentalists and hippies
Oh
that
yeah,
love sharks.
now it's the hippies and the environmentalists.
Shark hippies.
I'll tell you this. I haven't brought this story up on air yet.
More good soup.
We were down at the beach. We go to Tina's family vacation every year during Memorial
Shark
Day
Beach.
week. Yeah, Shark Beach. And it's down in Jensen Beach, Florida.
Known for its man of wars.
Yes.
Known for all of the worst kind of vicious creatures. And Tina and I swam out to the sandbar. That wasn't too far away, but I mean, you had to swim to get to it. You couldn't walk to it. And out in the sandbar, we saw a little baby shark swimming right by us.
Yeah,
and
mother probably close by.
See, that's what everybody said, but I didn't see any kind of mother.
Well, they hide. They're sneaky.
If they were on a sandbar, like the water's clear enough where you can see the bottom.
Yeah.
They're out there. You're in their house. Like, be aware of what's going on, but don't be afraid to go swim out there.
You go to somebody's house, then they're not going to take a bite out of your leg.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do. Huh? Well, George will because he's a
Yeah.
cannibal. And it's well documented that he is. But he gets away with it because he waits until people die. Anyway, the shark lives in the ocean. The orca lives in the ocean. I saw a person at Tybee Island walking down the beach. There were all these Portuguese man-of-wars laying everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, what's that? He picks it up. I'm like, dude, it still can sting you even though it's dead. And he just threw it out in the ocean. I bet you his hand hurt like hell. Don't touch these things.
I agree. Don't touch, but don't be afraid, though. I mean,
You don't have to be afraid if you don't go in.
I've been stung by jellyfish. There was one time where I was.
Why didn't you pick it up and eat it and help your brain?
I should. Oh yeah, I think it was the wrong kind of jellyfish for that one.
Okay.
I didn't get. I didn't make sure the FDA had approved that kind of jellyfish to eat it. But there was one time where I remember, and this should have scared the ever living ish out of me, but it didn't. I was at Hilton Head Island, probably 7 years old, and I was out at a sandbar, and my mom was calling me to come into shore. So I start running into shore, and I feel something that's like stuck on me. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I thought it was maybe like seaweed or maybe like some sticks.
An octopus.
Kept running, octopus, whatever. I kept running in, and I get finally to where I'm about waist deep, and I'm like, this pain is still not going away. And I get to finally like ankles deep, and I look over, and there is a fish attached to my leg.
A jellyfish or a fish?
A fish.
What kind of fish was it?
I have
a moray, maybe?
To this day, I have no idea because I was so scared, and it was like attached to my calf.
Ooh.
And I remember just grabbing the fish, ripping it off. My calf started bleeding everywhere. And I threw the fish back in the ocean. That still didn't scare me. I still go out there and I swim.
Well, you're brave. I'm not getting eaten by a shark.
Don't be afraid to go out in the waters, folks. It's going to be just fine. Enjoy yourself.
Dip your toes. Andrew Seco is taking a look at the brake lights on I-85 through Gwinnett.
A little bit of volume north and southbound I-85, getting you through Norcross and Duluth. Southbound, you're slow from 316 down towards Beaver Road, exit 102. Northbound, you're slow leaving 285, and you're seeing the brake lights all the way up to Indian Trail Road. That's exit number 101. Taking a look at a little bit of trouble, 285 north, the inner loop at Langford Parkway, exit 5. Something jamming up, seeing cars leave that left lane on the jam cam. And a quick check of I-20 might have something jamming up by the theme park, seeing some extra brake lights. We usually don't see this point of the evening. I-20 eastbound towards Riverside Parkway, exit number 46. How are we looking now through Midtown, downtown, Cindy Darden?
It's still not too much volume for a Friday afternoon. You're really slow through Midtown 75 to 85 southbound. It does break apart by the time you get to the top of the downtown connector, and still some stop and go at 85 northbound around exit 244 University Avenue as you are approaching again the heart of downtown to merge onto I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system maker model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Arum here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
There's a new optimism in the air, and we think investors like you might have the best year ever. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. Last year, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Everyday folks from all walks of life have enjoyed 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of small businesses right here at home. If you're a qualified investor and have a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest rates. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. We believe this is going to be a special year and a great year. We've got the projects, now we need partners like you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at SeaIsland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, it's all new this half hour. A Gwinnett County drug dealer advertised a business called Fentanyl Enterprises. And he gets life in prison after a drug deal leads to a man's death.
28-year-old Benjamin Michael Hosler of Decula has pled guilty to murder and drug charges after the fentanyl-laced drugs he sold a 24-year-old man led to a fatal overdose.
It's a tragedy on all sides when people resort to doing this kind of pushing drugs like this, because now you have a deceased young man. His family had to deal with that, Dylan Smith.
Gwinnett County District Attorney Patsy Austin Gaston says Smith's mother found him dead in his bedroom from an overdose laced with fentanyl. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
89 degrees in Atlanta. Summer starts today with a heat wave, and it's going to be hot through the weekend, even hotter next week. Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The clock is ticking as diplomats meeting in Geneva look to ease the rising tensions between Israel and Iran. CBS's Erica Brown reports from the White House. President Trump is still considering a military strike on Iran.
President Trump departed the White House Friday hours after taking part in a national security meeting about Iran.
I think within a matter of weeks, or certainly within a matter of months, they're going to be able to have a nuclear weapon. We can't let that happen.
It comes a day after the president left a door open to a diplomatic resolution to the intensifying conflict between Israel and Iran, saying he'll decide within 2 weeks whether the U.S. will attack Iran's nuclear facilities.
Iran says they're ready to consider diplomacy, but only if Israel stops their offensive. Israel says they plan to continue their strikes for as long as it takes to make sure Iran's nuclear program is not a threat. A couple whose baby was decapitated during delivery is awarded over $2 million in damages by a Fulton County jury. Jessica Ross and Trevion Taylor sued Dr. Jackson Gates, who they hired to perform a private autopsy after the child died in July of 2023. Gates then posted videos of the autopsy on social media. One of the couple's lawyers is Dr. Roderick Edmond, who was a physician before becoming a lawyer.
There's no gray line. It's not a close call. Dr. Gates really blew it.
The family has also filed a separate lawsuit against Southern Regional Medical Center in Clayton County. 4 people are arrested on drug charges after complaints of a party barge playing loud music on Lake Lanier. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources, along with the Forsyth County Marine units, responded to the barge on the north end of Three Sisters Island. There were more than 24 people on the boat, and as the DNR began their safety check, 2 guys jumped and then ran into the woods. Deputies and rangers then found drugs and drug paraphernalia. Happening this weekend in Cobb County, hundreds of arcade and pinball classics on full display.
It's all part of the 12th annual Southern Fried Gaming Expo, continuing through Sunday at the Cobb Galleria. Organizer Preston Burt calls it Georgia's largest arcade.
We have games on the show floor that are from the 40s and 50s. Pinball machines all the way up to the newest, latest and greatest Switch 2.
And there's more fun to be had as well with costume contests, concerts, board gaming, guest panels, and more.
It's a really good vibe for people who haven't stepped foot in that arcade since the 80s or 90s.
Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
A man is cited by Atlanta police for illegally putting parking boots on cars in the Summerhill neighborhood. Officers responded to Hank Aaron Drive where there was a dispute between a man and a booting employee identified as Evan Veasley. He gave police his driver's license but became agitated after they asked for his booting permit. It appears Veasley does not have an active and updated permit with the city for booting vehicles. He was briefly detained but was not arrested. It is now 6:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Watching some new brake lights through Midtown downtown. Looking at a crasher in the HOV lane and that far left lane, 75-85 southbound as you approach 10th Street exit 250. Already seeing those delays spilling onto 85 and 75 proper. Just a quick tap of the brakes getting through Midtown through the heart of downtown. Certainly not the worst we've seen it, especially at this point in a Friday evening. We do have a little bit of a trouble spot. 285 northbound, the Interloop Langford Parkway. That's exit number 5. Looking at least one left lane blocked here. With a crash, we're seeing delays back towards King Creek Parkway. Allow for some extra time. Keep it close to the brake pedal. And we're watching a new delay spot by the airport. Going to pour through some jam cam. See what's what over here. We're on the outer loop 285 eastbound. Just past Riverdale Road, exit number 60. Let's get you home through Stockbridge, McDonough, and Locust Grove with the help of Cindy Darden.
It's going to be a bit of a slow crawl through Locust Grove. Coming on exit 212 from Bill Gardner Parkway 75 northbound, on and off that brake pedal past Highway 155, past McDonough on until you get almost to Jonesboro Road. That's where you'll start to see some relief. You are all good by the time you get to Stockbridge, and a little bit of volume leaving Morrow on the 75 southbound side. After you leave Eagles Landing, that's where you'll start to see that volume pick up. Good news is you will be well and clear by the time you get to McDonough, leaving headed towards Locust Grove. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with Channel 2 Action News Chief Meteorologist Brad Nitz.
Warm and dry this evening, falling back through the 80s into the 70s overnight. Saturday will be hot, starting at 72, high 93 and mostly sunny. Saturday stays mostly sunny and hot, low 75, high 93. Just a 10% chance of a stray shower thunderstorm during the heat of the day this weekend. Most of it stay dry. And then on Monday, low 75, high 95 and mostly sunny. 5-day forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, even hotter still. Tuesday tops out at 96 with a heat index of 103. And again on Wednesday, 96 and partly cloudy, 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm.
Midtown Atlanta right now, 89. It's 82 in Dunwoody and 87 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals on the Skyway Fishing Pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay, just a short drive away, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Book your summer getaway at visitspc.com.
A big truck ruined your car and your career. Now the trucking company thinks they're going to bully you into a bad offer.
Don't get tricked, twisted, and trapped into a terrible settlement. Call me first.
Call attorney John Boy and Associates now.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, they just don't sell cars. They set the standard of amazing. Enjoy personalized service, a Starbucks cafe, and airport parking concierge, because you deserve more than just a car. Visit ButlerLexusSouthAtlanta.com or call 800-NEW-LEXUS today, because they value you.
Looking at the sheet of stories, I've often wondered what happened to this kid. And now he's 22 years old. I remember when he was a little kid, and he was the Balloon Boy in 2009. So what's the latest with Balloon Boy?
There's going to be a Netflix documentary about him called Trainwreck Balloon Boy, and he's going to revisit the hoax and talk about where he is now in life and what he went through.
Do you know that happened live, and they were showing the balloon flying, and everybody thought that the kid was in the balloon, and you're all thinking, oh my God, could you imagine? Can you imagine it? It's terrible. It's terrible. And then it turned out that the dad was lying. But that was one of the first, big news stories that went viral. I mean, it's 2009, so things were going viral, for a couple of years by then. But just a big hoax.
Yeah, that was, I remember talking about this in college. This would have been my freshman year of college. And I'm like, hey, have you guys seen the Balloon Boy?
Why did they do that? Why did he make that lie?
I don't know. He must have had I think he was trying to promote a company or something.
Yeah. I remember it being something like that. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Google or something, because I don't exactly remember why he did it either. I do think it was a promotion thing, though.
Yeah, it says it was a publicity stunt here in the article, and and it's just giving you more and more hints to watch this documentary.
It's not telling you why?
Trainwreck Balloon Boy. Sure, if I dig deep enough, I'll be able to find
22 years old, so his dad's probably in his 50s by now, or late 40s or something. I wonder. I don't even remember if the dad got in trouble for it. Probably had to pay some fines.
I imagine, because, I mean, you had all these people and all this law enforcement looking for him, trying to help.
He was sentenced to
Yeah,
90
the city could have
days
sued him.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
What?
90 days in jail and ordered to pay $36,000 in restitution.
Wow. Well, deserved. That's not
Yeah.
enough jail time for pretending that your kid was in a balloon flying around.
Yeah, because that could sort of raise some other questions about parenting.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I'm going to use my kid to market my crappy company. Yeah, Jared.
I was going to hit this this package here. This is something that we've had for a couple days here. It's still trending here, but maybe with our help, we can help these struggling college grads out there, guys.
The unemployment rate is 4.2%, but the Labor Department says for college grads, it's 6.6%, the highest in a decade.
It's really just still baffling to me.
Sarah graduated from Harvard 3 years ago, then earned her master's degree in London. She has applied to 250 jobs.
I know I shouldn't be entitled because I have the degree, but you would think it would help me get at least a job that pays rent.
Economists say many employers are waiting to see how the tariffs play out. They're not willing to take a chance on younger, less experienced workers. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Any advice there for Sarah, Tim?
No.
I get, the idea of you can't find a job that can pay basic rent with a master's degree. Like, come on now, give me a break.
Well, it depends on what her
No.
degree's in.
Yeah, and also it's not so easy
No.
to get a job. You can be extremely qualified with real world experience, not even just graduating, and still have difficulty finding a job, despite whatever numbers any government agency or whatever anybody's reporting about how many jobs are out there. People are not really hiring.
See, what I think's happening is I think that Sarah in that package there, she's probably applying for jobs that she's underqualified for, and she probably needs to maybe. And this is what happened when I graduated college. The economy was in a downturn, and you had to apply for jobs that were a little bit lesser than your skill set, and then the idea was you work until the economy turns around, and then you find a job that fits.
Unless you have an engineering degree or something like of that nature, you always have to apply for a job that's below what you think your experience level is, or what you determined to yourself to be good at doing. What, Autumn?
I just don't know if that's the case. I mean, I know anecdotally from people who are looking for jobs, who, like I said, who are qualified on resume and have real world experience for years in a field, still have difficulty finding jobs.
I just feel that there's a little bit of entitlement that still is coming out of college, unfortunately. And it doesn't mean that this applies to
You'd
everyone.
be entitled to if you paid $50,000 and you can't find a job.
Yeah,
more than that. I mean, it's way more than that.
But that's
now.
why I think so many parents are teaching their kids that may not necessarily be the correct path anymore. You don't necessarily
I think you're
have to go that
talking from
route.
a place of someone who has a job.
How dare you? But
I think that you would be out there saying the same thing, and then someone could be saying the same thing about you. You're probably, you know what? I know what you're doing wrong.
When
You know what I mean?
graduated, I had to work 2 jobs for a
No,
long.
I'm not talking about when you graduated. I'm talking about right now. That's different. That's a different time. You know, there was a little bit more of a transparency with people looking for jobs and hiring for jobs. Whereas now there are a lot of companies who are saving the company money by pretending to look for jobs and posting a bunch of jobs. And then the company runs successfully without having to fulfill that position.
Well, yeah, they want
and
you in the
asking more
pipeline.
of the and then asking more of the employees that are still there.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to pay a whole person's salary, Social Security, all that stuff. So it's a problem that's happening.
You'd have to
with
prove that.
LinkedIn.
You'd have to show the data for that, though. There are plenty of industries in the United States that are growing where you could make money and probably land a job right as soon as you graduate.
Yeah,
but
if you're an electrician or a plumber,
Yeah, but those
or
are
a
trades.
contractor.
yeah, those are more trades instead. But I mean, I'm talking about like certain businesses and industries that probably would be hiring at a higher rate. Like I think you look over even for the longest time, it was in the Microsofts, the Facebooks, those kind of areas were growing for a while. Now those kind of jobs are kind of slowing down. They're not dissipating, but they're slowing down a little bit. Now you have to look into other sectors that are growing a lot. I know we talk a lot about AI in the show, but there are companies that are investing in AI. And I think that if you have a degree in computer science or you have a degree that's kind of leaning that way, then that's probably the direction where the jobs are going. And
Yeah, but that's something you have to know now. She was in school for like 5 years, maybe.
Then you got to reset
Yeah, we
your.
still don't know what her major was.
That's true. We
Let's
don't know.
get her on the phone.
Yes, get her on the
Sarah,
horn.
call in right now. Let us know what
Get
you're.
Sarah on the horn.
I mean, if we got an education degree, she should be able to find a teaching job
Yeah.
someplace. But then you got to think about the other factors. Where am I going to live? Where am I going to be able to afford to live?
Yes.
I don't want to live in this part of the country. I want to stay in the city that I'm in. Let's do another
Maybe
story
they
because
have-
I'm getting
maybe she has
angry with this
family.
one.
I know, I feel angry too.
You guys, how are you guys getting angry with that? It's all. I feel like there's.
I
a
get
lot-
angry at you, Jared, because
Yeah,
you're saying things you
because-
don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking? Okay, so no. There are more similarities.
Now you know why I told you not to do this story.
There are more similarities.
Okay, let's move on then.
Yes, move on.
There are more similarities with today's.
We can go to traffic, or you can move on.
With today's economy.
Okay, thank you. Let's go.
The now. So
thank you. Move on.
All right. Meta and Oakley announced new performance AI smart glasses for athletes.
That's cool.
What's that for? For like videotaping?
Yeah, I guess so. So you can do your sweet ride or
It's
your
for,
waves.
job hunting.
Yes. It's
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a
George!
jungle out there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to traffic. Andrew Seco says he's checking on a new crash through Midtown.
Looking at fire department and hero units moving into the shoulder as we speak on the jam cam. Just a brief full closure, 7585 south of 10th Street, exit 250. We're getting this crash cleared off to the right. Only a couple minutes that'll take to get this back open. In the meantime, just be sure to pack your patience heading closer to the downtown area. And the rest of the way, we're looking fine. We have a saying in the traffic center, Friday light. That's what we're looking at here. We have a little bit of stoppage, 75 north and south. Just a long-standing trouble spot with a bunch of crashes today. We see the brake lights here from Highway 92 all the way down towards North Marietta Parkway, exit 265. Looks like you do have a trouble spot on the southwest side of the perimeter, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, and it looks like it could be clearing as well. I-285 northbound on the inner loop near exit 5 to Langford Parkway. It did have a crash affecting one lane, but by now could be off to the shoulder. Delays are steadily improving as you're making your way towards I-20. Traffic brought to you by State Road and Tollway Authority. The Peach Pass Go mobile app helps you get there faster wherever you need to go with new and improved features, and there's more coming soon. So download the new Peach Pass Go mobile app today at peachpass.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Israel strikes Iran's nuclear sites and military leaders while Iran counters with drones.
We've got it covered.
The president encourages Iran to, quote, make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire.
Tune in often for the latest.
If there are any of these groups in the United States, I can pretty much guarantee you they've been infiltrated by the FBI.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
There's a new optimism in the air, and we think investors like you might have the best year ever. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. Last year, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Everyday folks from all walks of life have enjoyed 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of small businesses right here at home. If you're a qualified investor and have a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest rates. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. We believe this is going to be a special year and a great year. We've got the projects. Now we need partners like you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
It's still the greatest form of advertising, word of mouth. If we could bottle it and sell it, we'd be rich. But we can't. That's what keeps it honest. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons. From garage doors to entry doors to windows, for every opening of your home, we've got you covered. Talk to your neighbors. Chances are we've worked on their home. They'll tell you all about their 5-star experience with All Four Seasons. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, seasonsgarages.com.
The cost of mesothelioma treatments can exceed $400,000, and families often face losing their homes and life savings just to pay the bill. The Rights and Claims Department of Flint Cooper has helped victims secure financial support they need to pay for their care and ensure their family's future. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma and don't have legal representation, call Flint Cooper now at 800-606-8169. Time is running out for you to file a claim, so don't wait. Call 800-606-8169 for a free consultation.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
And fix romance around the world, because I have a theory as to why it's dying, and I'll break that down in my nightcap tomorrow night from 11 to midnight. And of course, you can follow me on my socials at Jared Yamamoto, and we'll continue the conversation for anything we've said here on the Von Hessler Doctrine or anything on the nightcap tomorrow night.
All right, you can follow me on X or TikTok. It's at Tim Andrews here, or on Instagram if you so desire, at Timstagram here. And Autumn, I guess people can find you where?
At Auto Pritz everywhere that I can be found, and also autopritz.com if you want to look at my trivia website.
And you can just don't plug your trivia website. And you can
my bad.
stalk.
Don't go to that.
You can stalk George.
Just, you sure can.
Just
on
follow
Instagram,
him around.
George Viewer.
But not the X account, though.
What X account?
Yeah, he doesn't have
Hey.
one. I think he probably has the equivalent of a Finsta, don't you?
No.
You don't have a troll
Don't you?
account?
No.
That's cool. I do.
Thanks, Tim.
That's cool.
What's
That's
the
totally
one?
cool, I guess.
You had a different Instagram before. Is that one gone?
I just changed the name.
Okay, it was George Clark Never Dies.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was a good one,
Maybe
too.
he didn't want that out there, yo.
Well, no. He changed it, he said.
All right.
Same account.
Whatever you do, don't follow George Clark's accounts. Don't do it.
Don't look at him.
All right. Do we have any more stories on this Friday?
You know what? I've got a nice, relaxing package to end this Friday.
Popping air bubbles and flowing water at an Icelandic glacier. Environmental composer Konstantin Vlasis uses a special mic to capture the sounds.
And while you might not be able to see glaciers flow in real time, you can listen to them shifting.
You can also listen to them melting, he says.
This is certainly one story that glaciers can tell and something that we can learn from the sounds.
Iceland's glaciers sending the world a message about global warming. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
What, Vicky?
They're melting.
Oh, I thought you were doing Vicky.
No, I'm being the guy. I'm melting. You can see them dripping, melting.
Yeah, they're falling.
Moving.
Yeah, they're going to kill you.
Crawling.
They're going to fall on you and crack your head open.
They're watching you right now.
I guarantee you this soundtrack, it's going to be, you know, the Grammys always have these interesting categories of like sound design and everything.
Do you think this will be one of them?
I bet it's going to be one of them.
An entire album of glaciers melting and dripping.
Now, I bet I go to sleep.
I would go to sleep to that. What'd you say? Smoking?
Soaking.
Oh, soaking. All right.
Through the earth, you know?
Yeah, it's a little too dirty. The glaciers aren't dirty. Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, they're so clean.
Oh, my God. They're leaving boulders everywhere.
Thousands of years old. That ice.
Oh, jeez. We need another ice age so I can just get bigger and bigger.
It'll get so big.
Yeah, make some more Great Lakes.
Oh. Oh, they're going to cut through the earth. Oh, so
God.
deep.
Rivers, Mississippi River. Oh. Okay, that's
Hot in
ridiculous.
here. Yeah, no, it is. Nice steamy
Don't worry, the
front.
glaciers are coming to cool you down.
I told you guys, listen, these glaciers, this is going to...
Sexy glaciers.
It's going to calm America down. That's what's going to happen by listening to these
Cool
glaciers.
off America.
It's going to
Cool
cool off.
off.
Yes, there we go. We're going to cool off America with these wonderful glacier songs and lock it in right now as of June 20th at 6:55 p.m. I'm marking it. This is going to be a Grammy winner because it is a little politicized there at the end, but I guarantee you it's going to be
Politicized? They
because of
brought
the
up global
climate
warming.
change and global warming. Yeah,
Whatever.
exactly.
Bookmark that so we can prove you right when that happens.
Done.
All right, that music says we have to get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend. Eric will be back on Monday. And tonight, filling in for Shelley Winter, it's Dr. Joe. That's right. All your health and
Call me with
wellness.
your rashes.
2 hours of rash talk with Dr. Joe, so don't miss it.